Our gaming project. So it's been almost a month actually since I last live streamed while I was playing. So I decided to do it today. Apologies, I have been technically busy doing other things, but I'm back now. So I'm definitely going to get started here. I'm just going to log into the game here. But yeah, feel free to join me. I'm just going to quickly get set up here. So we're all good. I don't expect a lot of people, but you never know, right? 2.8 just launched basically yesterday. And yeah, I've just been doing the bare minimum for everything, but I've like my daily quests and like working on my battle pass stuff. But I wasn't streaming or really playing heavily on this game. I'll talk more about that after once we get the chat going. I'm just quickly adding in the thumbnail art and the description and tags. As we all know, I have to do this while it's live. I can't do it beforehand on PS5. So that's the difference. But right now it's the beginning, so I don't think anyone's here anyway. So I will also post a link into my Discord server. And thank you for anyone who wants to join me or watching this even after the fact. That's totally fine. And I noticed a lot more people also, a few more people, let's say, subscribe to my channel. So thank you guys so much. And I've been interacting with you guys and girls in my comments. So I'm super happy for that as well. So that's awesome. Okay, so let's see. I'm putting out my. It's been a while, so I'm just making sure make sure I have all the right tags and everything. Okay, I will update the screen once I'm doing this on my laptop, so it's saving. I'm gonna open up a chat window. I need to generate the link. I'll quickly log in first, collect my dailies. Okay, and then while that's happening, it's still saving. It always takes a moment in the beginning. And then I have to generate a chat link, and then I will post it in my Discord server. Yes, just making sure, double checking that all my things are there. Okay, good. Yes, perfect. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to open up a chat window and create the link. Perfect. It's definitely been, like, when I checked, it's been, like, a while. So definitely I'm just getting started. I want to do this more regularly too, but I think sometimes, time flies and you end up doing other things and, yeah, you just kind of, yeah, I'll talk more about that when people are on here. If people are on here, but I'm gonna quickly go into my thing, my Discord server right now. Just getting set up here. See, where's my last? Okay, here we go. Perfect. I'm just posting a link into my Discord server. Link is in the description for that, but if you're already here, you're already here. But this is just for other people on my server if they want to join me. Okay, perfect. Hi, Rafaela. How are you? Welcome. Wow, you're there already. I see you. Yes. I was just posting a link, so I had to go to a different browser, but I'm back. Okay, so I'm just logging into the game now. The server has reset for me about an hour ago, and yeah, how are you doing? Are you enjoying 2.8 so far? Oops, what am I doing? I pressed the wrong button. Why does it keep going to the wrong menu? I'm taking this one. Okay. So yeah, I'm just going to be doing like my daily stuff and the Genshin stuff in the background, but definitely if you're interested to chat, of course, we can talk about anything, not just game related, like anything. Or we'll probably just have to see if more people join us. Yeah. Alrighty, so then we'll see if anyone joins. I mean, I don't do this regularly enough, so it may be that, people just may not be aware, and that's totally fine. I mean, I used to do them on a regular basis, and people, like, here and there are some days where there's less people as well. So it's totally fine. I don't do this regularly enough. It's, again, my own issue, but yeah. Alrighty, so we're just going to do my... Okay, I don't have enough, so we're gonna have to farm some. It's fine. Yeah, I figure I will just make sure that we do some, like, of course, streams here and there. And there was lots of activity on my recent videos, so thank you all so much. And yeah, I just wanted to make sure that we're not leaving I just want to make sure that it's inviting, that people can also chat with me. I'm just gonna do the basic stuff. We're gonna buy out the blacksmith stores. I think I am gonna have to go and collect the fodder artifacts from Ligia as well. And it's okay again, like if there aren't that many people on today, that's totally fine. I totally get it. I know that there are actually some people that do watch this on replay, or maybe parts of it. I don't know if they watch the whole thing, if it's like for a couple hours, but yeah. So I appreciate that. Alrighty, and then we're just going to come and get the fodder artifacts. Perfect, and I'm gonna continue with the fodder artifacts. Hello! Welcome, how are you? Hyped for Sumeru? I'm totally hyped for Sumeru, aren't you? I can't wait, actually. I think 2.8 is going to be fun, too, for the Summer Islands theme, which has not officially started yet. It usually takes like a day or two after the patch goes live, so maybe tomorrow or the day after. But yeah, I'm super excited for 3.0. Like, I mean, come on, we're getting new characters, a new region. Yeah, and new weapons probably, definitely a new storyline. I think the story is more important to me. I want to see like the arc conquest, like where the characters are headed. Obviously, it's going to be just the intro section to Sumeru and the Dendro element and all that stuff. So I'm very excited. Yeah, so yeah, exactly. I can't wait to. I did a recent video where I just talked about some predictions for like 3.0, and like I'm surprised and overwhelmed by the amount of comments I got on that. It's not a lot, but it's more than normal, let's say. And I got a lot of views out of it. Again, it's not a lot compared to other channels, but it's more than normal because my channel's quite small. So yeah, I'm like, oh, okay, interesting. Of course, we're excited for the new Sumeru region characters, but then I know that a lot of people are waiting for certain characters to rerun as well. And we all feel, or at least I feel, like it's going to be Li Yue characters. Yeah. And yes, the whole Harbingers, Fatui PV that was released was amazing. I watched it multiple times in all three languages, like in English, Chinese, and Japanese. That's on YouTube. I know there's a Korean one on YouTube too, but I didn't want to go too far into like watching all of them. But yeah, like that's amazing. And there's lots of comments already, even within that PV, like which ones are playable, which ones won't be playable. I kind of did a little theory and discussion video separately about that. So it's kind of cool, and hopefully we'll get to meet them eventually. I'm sure we will. Yeah. Which ones are you excited for? Do you think that we're going to get to be able to play all of them, or just some? Burning. Oh, excuse me. Oop, sorry. My controller just beeped at me. I don't know if that went under the screen. It's running low on battery. Give me 1 second. I'm going to swap my battery, but feel free to keep chatting. Swap my controller, I mean. Okay, there we go. Okay, back. Okay, yeah. It disconnected my let's see what happened. Okay. I should be back. Let me just double check. Okay. Well, these prompts popped up because my battery was low, and then I thought it disconnected my mic too, but it didn't. Okay, good. You're waiting for Kusanali? Yes. So the rumors and speculation is that she's going to be a healer, and she's a catalyst user, and she's a lolly character. So that's the current speculation. And I know that it's all mixed feelings about that. Some people didn't want that. Some people want that. Um, yeah, I would be fine with it nonetheless because I can't expect them all to be like tall, like men or women, like Venti and Zhongli, right? And yeah, so that's fine. And because she's an Archon, obviously we expect her to be amazing, right? Like we don't expect her to be like not good, right? So I know that the 3.0 characters that were teased, like Dory, I did a video about it too. I'm sure everyone else has done videos about it. But Dory, Tignali, and Kole, I don't think that they're that great, to be very honest, at least from the first view right now. I'm sure they're great, but I don't think they're that great, and I don't want to be tricked, let's call it that way, because I'm trying to be low spend on this account. I used to spend some money, but I've been stopping now, and the more like basically this year I've been minimizing. So then like I feel I don't want to get tricked into like spending all my gems and my wishes and stuff on 3.0. I'm sure that we'll all be very hyped for it, but I don't want to be tricked because I think there's gonna be better characters in the later patches. Dory, you're not hyped for? Exactly, exactly. Oh, you have a guarantee on it too? Nice, nice. Exactly. Yeah, Dory, I'm not too hyped about because we already have a 4-star Claymore Electro Razor. And rumor has it that she's a healer or a part healer. Um, so I don't really have much hope because like Sayu's a healer and no one really uses her, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And then I'll be honest, even with any of the 4-star characters, I'm not really hyped with any of them. I mean, they're cool to have, of course they are, right? But I don't think that they're like, you know, um, I don't think that they're like worth spending money on. Let's put it that way. And even Tegnari, he's just technically going to be a 5-star version of Kole, right? And I talked about this in my upcoming new characters video. I kind of mentioned that I have a feeling that we're going to get one copy of Kole for free. Because they have to give us one Dendro character for free to guarantee that all players have Dendro in their roster. Because we had Kaya for Ice, Lisa for Electro, Amber for Pyro, and Barbara for Healing in the beginning, right? And then we had, of course, Animal Traveler, right? And then we got Noelle for free for Geo, right? So they have to find some way to give us a Dendro element. So I think Kole is the one they're going to give us. So because they're going to give us one, then I don't need to pull for her, right? And then Dory, I don't really. I mean, I get her great. If I don't, whatever, right? But then I don't think like Tignari is like a must-have at this stage. And people are saying that Tignari being the 5-star is going to be like a Dendro Ganyu, and I already have Ganyu, and I don't really use Ganyu. I kind of talked about this in my video too. So yeah. I don't like archers either. Exactly. I'm on PlayStation, as you can tell, or maybe you don't know, but I'm on PlayStation, and I don't like archers that you actually have to use the bow function for. Like, of course, like Yelan and Child, they don't actually like we don't actually like, of course, use the bow like aspect for them, right? So that's fine, right? But when they're actual just archers where you actually have to like aim it and stuff, I don't like that, and I'm not good at it. That's why, yeah. August 24th is Sumeru, your birthday. Ooh, it's on the 23rd. Congrats. That's nice. So hopefully you get some nice, like, polls on your birthday. Or right after your birthday. I know that for mobile, people don't like bow characters either. So I know that like that's a thing, right? So I'm not really a fan, so that's why I don't really want all the bow characters either. I don't really care. And Amber, like, come on, like, she's a starter, obviously. No one builds her, no one uses her except for the really free to play people or the really early to play people. So like that's totally fine. Nothing wrong with her, right? I mean, Enviosity has a whole channel and brand built on using only the free characters. That's fine, right? Nothing wrong with her, and you can beat the game with any character really. But then like the point is like I don't know, like if Kole was given to us for free, I don't even know if I would build her up that much. Maybe I'll build her up to an extent, but like not even like, yeah. Let's just see what happens, right? This is just my speculation. I don't know. But I feel like they have to give us a Dendro character for the fact that we have to have that element. Otherwise, how will we solve area puzzles and like things like in the open? You know what I mean? Hi, Rushoy. Welcome. And Rip Venti, totally. Yeah, Venti's no longer like OP anyway. Like he's still very strong, of course. Like nothing wrong with him, but I don't think like I think he's totally been outclassed by like Kazuha already, right? So that's why right now Ryan Shogun and Zhongli are pretty future proof, so that's good. For now. So Rushoy says, I'm here wondering if I should roll for Klee. Oh, okay, that's a good question. Welcome. So I think I did a video talking about it, but I already have Klee. I actually have her to C1. And that was from last year's like summer event 1.6. I got her C1 there, but I had her from the very beginning. I had C0. I loved her, and I used Klee from my very early game, my mid game, and even my early AR50s. I really loved her. She's super cute, obviously, and she's actually quite powerful. And I didn't mind the fact that her ult is random, but then like I don't mind that. So yeah, if you're trying to collect all the characters, that's what I think. Then of course go for her. But if you are picking, like if you need a pyro DPS, I think Klee is quite good. I would say that I know that the other DPS option would be coming soon would be Yoimiya in phase 2 of this banner. But I would say Yoimiya is very fun too. I love using her too, just so we're clear. But then at the same time, I don't know that she's that strong, but she can be because you can combine her to do like reactions easy too, because she shoots like a machine gun. Do I know that the map gets Sumeru got leaked? I do. Yeah, I saw the leak as well on well, it's on my Twitter because I follow like a variety of channels. So yeah, it is. It looks huge, and it's all like connected by land, which is nice because they already made it clear that Inazuma is like right now the only island nation, right? Which makes sense because it's based on Japan, and Japan's obviously an island nation, right? So, yeah, and then I'm excited for Sumeru. They're obviously not going to release all the maps or the whole map area at once. Obviously, they're going to just split it up, just like what they did with Inazuma, to keep it like kind of interesting, you know? Even with Liyue, they only released like the chasm like this previous patch, right? Or the 2 patches ago. So then, yeah, but then they always do that. They always have one area that's going to be like a DLC, like add-on later, right? Like Dragon Spine was one, and Enkanomiya is another one, and then now Chasm, right? And then the Golden Apple Archipelago was a DLC, and then it disappeared last year. I don't know if they didn't announce in the preview live stream if this year the Golden Apple Archipelago is going to stay or if it's not going to stay. I actually feel that it's going to go away again after this patch, but they didn't say that, so maybe it is going to stay. They didn't say that it was going to go away because last year for 1.6 they said it specifically in the live stream. They said this is a limited time like area, so make sure you get all your stuff here before it ends. Do I have all the Archons? Yes, I have Venti, I have Zhongli, and I have Raiden Shogun. I actually have all the characters up to now, including, of course, as you can see on the screen, Shikanoin, Heizo. So my goal is to be able to collect all the characters. However, I'm okay now moving because I'm trying to be like not spending on this anymore. So then I feel like I would be okay skipping certain characters moving forward. So hence that's why I'm making these statements now about like if I don't get certain characters, I'm okay without them. Kind of, yeah. That's kind of where my stance is at right now. And out of all the Archons, I will say Zhongli and Raiden Shogun are always in my teams, always. And then Venti is only used sometimes in the Abyss. That's it. And then Kazuha, I love Kazuha by the way, but Kazuha, I do use him a lot in the Abyss and also in just world exploration. But I will say, I contemplated going towards getting a C2 this patch because this is the first time he's been rerun. But then I decided not to right now. So I'm just gonna leave it. And then now that there's like Harbingers to look forward to, that's something else to look forward to, right? I mean, Harbingers are not necessarily as strong as Archons, but they should be, right? Like Child's pretty strong. I like Child. Child is like one of my my boys. Yeah, like he freaking, you know, because he reran like twice already, right? So he, yeah, and then like I basically, yeah, I got his constellations, I got his weapon, you know, I rebuilt him a few times. Like, you know, you just end up doing that in the beginning. But in the beginning, we didn't have as many characters as well. Dendro Supremacy? Well, currently it sounds like there's only 2 Dendro characters coming right now to start off the game. So hard to say when we're gonna get more, but it's maybe like 3.1 or 3.2 because Dendro Archon, right? But yeah, we'll see. And if the Archon herself, Kusanali, if she's actually a healer, then I don't know that she would be powerful. But you never know. They didn't announce officially that Dendro has a poison function, but it's assumed that there will be a poison function, right? I don't know. So far in the trailers, they only announced the reactions with it. They didn't say what Dendro does. So I don't know either if there's going to be like, if she's going to have some DPS aspect to her kit. That would be kind of cool. If she can inflict like status effects or something, I don't know. Three with a Traveler, that's true. The Traveler I haven't built up at all. I made the mistake of actually leveling him in the beginning, in the early like patches, and then I realized that oh, there's actually like he's not like that great. Like they call him a 5-star character, and obviously in the story he's really strong, but then realistically he's not that strong, and there's obviously other characters that the game wants us to go for. But again, you can beat the game with the Traveler and the free characters, of course, and that's totally fine. This thing moves so slow. I think they slowed it down, right? Because people complained some of the things were like moving too fast in like previous patches. I remember it. The one where you have to sabotage the slime balloon, that one has been slowed down. I remember that was one in the patch notes. This quest seems like it takes longer now because the thing moves slower. Okay. Traveler, they changed Traveler's gameplay until Inazuma. It was always the same. That's true. Yeah, and then of course we look forward to like new functions that he'll get as well. Dendro Abyss Mage? Yeah, probably. And we are getting an Electro Regisvine, right? So that's something. And then they haven't leaked any other bosses yet, obviously, or announced any bosses. But I mean, it's obvious, right? Eventually we're going to get an Animo Regisvine. Like, basically we're going to get all the elements for the Regisvines and all the cubes, right? And that's expected already. And then they're going to have some other random, like, enemies as well. Probably more mechanical ones, because we have the mechanical perpetual array now. We have the ruined serpent, right? So they're probably gonna make like more mechanical ones too. So we already kind of know. And then probably some of the harbingers are going to be like bosses as well. Like just like La Senora is constantly a boss, even though technically in the story she's dead already, right? And I kept thinking that she's gonna have a chance to come back, and so there might still be a chance where she will come back and be resurrected. What do you think about that, PV? So in the PV, you know how she has an ice coffin, but technically she was melted or turned to ashes after Raiden Shogun killed her. So there is no body technically, but then there's that crimson butterfly that flies in, and that's kind of like her soul, in my opinion. That's my interpretation. Okay, so it's her soul, right? And then, but then at the end, then it went to the chest piece that fell over. I don't know if that represents her being killed. And then it goes and floats all the way through to touch the ice tomb at the end after the Saritsa grants the ice, like freezes it, right? So I don't know, where am I going? You know what I mean? So then like, I don't know, what do you think? Like, do you think that she can be resurrected, or do you think that that's it for her, that she's dead? I think she's dead and she'll never come back? Okay, good. Yeah, because I also see that too. I'm just disappointed that I'm sure lots of people are disappointed too. I thought that she would come back. But you're right, yeah, maybe she's just dead. Because she has no body. That's her soul. And then so one way to romantically interpret it is that maybe the butterfly touched it and disappeared because her soul went back into the tomb and maybe she'll come back later. Another way to interpret it is that the butterfly touched the tomb and disappeared, and either because it died because of the ice or it just disappeared because it's gonna rest in peace. Like it reached her tomb, like her soul went to the tomb and then she'll just stay dead. So there's that way to think about it too. Yeah. But I can totally see that Columbina, the young lady that's like lying on the tomb in the beginning, she's gonna try to get revenge because it seemed like she was close with her then. And Arlecchino, Arlecchino, the white-haired lady, I think she clearly has a revenge kind of stance to her as well, right? So I feel like, yeah, they're definitely going to be appearing as bosses maybe, and maybe playable. I think like the Regrader one, the one that looks like Baiju, I think he's related to Baiju. That's just my opinion, but I don't know. Because he has something to do with the Northland Bank, which is in Liyue. And obviously Baiju lives in Liyue as well, so I thought maybe they're related because they look alike. That's just my theory. Maybe it's his brother or his cousin? The boss of the Electro Tree. Yeah, it's the Registine, the Electro Registine, correct. The puzzle in Sumeru will be hard, you think? Yeah? They haven't revealed any. So far, they only revealed that you can use Dendro and Hydro to grow mushrooms, and of course fire to burn them, or burn the trees or whatever, right? And then they revealed that Electro can intensify like reactions and power or something, right? They haven't revealed if there's going to be other reactions coming with the other elements, and they haven't revealed anything. Because you know how Geo doesn't have any reactions? But technically, Geo is the earth, right? Dendro is plants and like grass and stuff, right? And yeah, like technically grass and earth should go together. There should be a reaction coming, I hope. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, she's gone because we never saw a vision on her? Actually, all of them don't have visions. They have delusions. Child is an exception, I believe. Child has a vision and a delusion. La Signora doesn't have a vision. She only has a delusion. So her little catalyst device thing, apparently what people said was like, that's her like thing. Like, because that's her, I don't know if that's her delusion, but that's her thing, right? Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know about the other ones, but I did notice that all of them have the diamond shaped, like long diamond shaped delusion, all of them in the video. They all have it hanging on like their side or somewhere like that. But I don't see if they all have a vision though. But we know Child has a vision, obviously. And La Signora, her story is that she's some kind of like, I think something happened to her lover or something in the story, in the lore, and then like she wanted to get revenge. Like I think was she originally fire, and then somehow maybe the Saritsa cooled down her anger after her lover was killed or something, and then turn her to ice, and then the ice little catalyst thing or something gives her ice power and cools her down, and then yeah, and then she's dead, of course. But then that's why she has two forms. And then Child has two forms because the delusion transforms him for the lightning. Did I see the Sumeru tree in the chasm? Yes, the giant mushroom. Yeah, so there's going to be something similar. I think mushrooms is the theme for Sumeru, clearly. It's kind of strange because I expected there to be other things too, but right now what they've showed us is going to be mushrooms. Even for the enemies, they're like floating mushrooms. Some of the ones, yeah. And Scaramouche, yes, he has a vision, and he is a clone puppet of Raiden Shogun, as we know from the story. And there's rumors that because he's a fan favorite, that people expect him to be playable and also, and also become a weekly boss like Child. So maybe eventually all the Harbingers, Fatuis, will become bosses as well. So there's that. So yeah, I mean Scaramouche, I definitely expect to be able to play him. Some people are saying that if we are able to play with him, he's not going to be the same as how we see him in the story. Obviously, something's going to happen in the story because right now he's wanted by the other Fatui. So I'm not sure, because then in the story they said that the Fatui found him and reprogrammed him, right? Because he's a puppet after all. So I don't know if in the story maybe our Traveler and maybe Raiden Shoguns get to him first somehow and then reprogram him and turn him good. I don't know. I don't know. Right, you know? So then he leaves them because clearly he's no longer going to be part of their group because they're going to try to kill him now because he betrayed them, right? So I don't know, right? Yeah. So there's all these kind of options, right? Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm thinking like there's all these options right now, so hard to say. But it's going to be interesting how the story plays out. That's why I want to know what happens and when we get there. And then who else? Obviously, we have a lot of other characters that like the existing characters talk about in some of their voice lines. Now, of course, not every character that is talked about in voice lines is guaranteed to become playable. But you know, there are lots. People are saying that there's a Varka character from Mondstadt who you know could become playable in the future. So that's fine because we eventually the game has to go back to Mondstadt and introduce characters there too, right? And it will obviously continue to go back to Liga and Inazuma as well. Obviously, we're gonna get reruns from different characters. Like we all know that Yaimiko and Ayato are yet to be rerun. They're not going to be rerun anytime soon, obviously, but they will be rerun at some point, right? You know. And then of course I already talked about this, but Shenhe is in my rerun prediction. Shenhe is going to be coming back likely because she's technically up for a rerun. And then of course we just got Yalan, so she won't be up for rerun for a while. So yeah, and then people are now saying that because we're entering a new country, you know, technically all the Monster and previous League Year characters are up for reruns again, especially since we've already gotten two reruns of Child, two reruns of Venti, two reruns of Xiao now, right? You know, so like it's not unlikely to get a second rerun for other characters before other newer characters get a first rerun. So. Oh, Dainsleif and Sumeru. Yes, I would love to watch another Archon quest involving Dainsleif. I feel that those are the best Archon quests, aren't they? Because they reveal more about the story of like of Conria and Celestia, which we don't know much about, right? Like it was really interesting watching his storyline in the chasm. Like talking about like how the Hilly Churls are actually former Conria people that were transformed. That was amazing, and that explains why. Because in well, like a long time ago, we're all me and some other people on the streams here and some of my moderators were like discussing. We're like, it's not really in a way. It's kind of cruel that we kill like Hilly Churls because they have like their own language and they have their own culture, and like you see them like walking around like in sometimes they're sitting and eating, sometimes they're dancing, sometimes they're like you know, like around the like a bonfire, you know, like they're like people. Like, you know, like killing them is kind of like cold-hearted. And in Liyue, there's that one of those broken tower ruins. At the bottom of it, it's one of those giant hilly turtles that holds the axe. I don't know their name, but anyway, and he's just like he has like he's there, and then like there's like pictures like of like artwork and like books there. So obviously they were transformed. I get that, but then like it's kind of sad to like kill them if you think about it. You know what I mean? It's nothing major part of the story. It's just like little these details that the game that I'm kind of cool. That's kind of cool that they put these little details and like I think you call them breadcrumbs or like Easter eggs. You know, in the game. So it's kind of neat. You know? Yeah. Of course, we now know that the hilly trolls can respawn. So obviously we know that. So that's not such a big deal then if you can kill them, right? Three reruns of Tartaglia. Yeah, some people are already trending and kind of throwing memes out there already on online that Tartaglia is likely going to come back again because now that they're talking about like the Fatuis again, right? But people don't like Tartaglia for some reason. They don't like his gameplay style. I liked him, and I know other people that like him, so I don't know. Hard to say, right? Yeah, to each their own. But of course, if he was to rerun again, I wouldn't go on there unless there was like maybe a 4 star to collect or something. I wouldn't bother. I wouldn't need any more constellations. yeah, so how many Primo Gems do I have? I only have like 2,000 something right now. I did pull some yesterday. I did 30 pulls to get one copy of Hazel yesterday, and I stopped. However, I did a video, a polling video, a really short one, a really quick, because I only wanted one copy of him. However, after that video, I was just curious, and I threw in like 20 more wishes, only because I was just trying to do my battle pass thing, because you have to wish 50 times to get like the battle pass points. I mean, I can still complete the battle pass points without doing that. I thought about that, but anyway, I did it anyway. So in 20 more wishes off of a video, I got one extra copy of Kazuha and one extra copy of Hazo. So that came early for me. So I lost my guarantee because I actually got a Mona when I pulled. So it was like, and that was early too. That was early pity because then that was because I started at pity 30 and then I did 30 pulls, so I only went up to 60, right? But at 50, I got Mona already, I think, or 50 or 60 around there. That same 10 pull that I got Shikanoi and Hazel, I got like a Mona, and then I was like, oh no, and then I have a guarantee for a future 5-star. But then like I decided to pull again, like twice more, just out of curiosity, just for the battle pass. And then yeah, like I was lucky. I got one more Hazel and one more Kazuha. So now I'm at C1 for both. So that's kind of cool. So now all my remaining primos will be saved from this point forward. No more polling. From this point forward, it'll be saved for 3.0. I will definitely poll on them, but it doesn't mean that I'm gonna like spend them all. And I definitely don't want to spend money to get Tignari. I'm okay with skipping Tignari, to be very honest. And I'd be happy if they just give us one Kole. That's fine. And if I get a Dory, great. And if I don't, whatever. You know, yeah. And then I'll be happy to save more primos to go forward to like 3.1 and beyond, because I think that there's gonna be better characters coming. When Hoyoverse announced Sayu, you think she was Dendro? They trolled me. Oh yeah, totally, exactly. I think that a lot of people fell for it, and people thought that we're going to get Yao Yao, which was an official character that was in the previous beta art and pre-game launch art like a couple years ago. And Yao Yao is a Li Yue character, and she's Dendro, apparently. And people said that she was going to come during the Moon Chase Festival last year, Anniversary Festival. She did not come. People are thinking, again, maybe she might come this year for Anniversary, but clearly 3.0 doesn't include her, so I don't think she's coming anytime soon. But because the reason I say that is because Moon Chase Festival is the anniversary for this game, but also it's symbolic to like because this game is Chinese, right? So Chinese celebrates the Mid Autumn Festival around the same time, September. And so in her art, she's holding mooncakes, which is eaten during Mid Autumn Festival. So that's why. But oh well, like it's not going to happen. I don't think she's coming anytime soon for whatever reason. So some people thought that she would be our free Dendro character, but clearly now it's going to be Kole, which makes more sense because Kole is part of the manga, which I never read. But she's friends with Amber, and she's been experimented on or something like that. I don't know all the storyline details, but something like that, right? You know, so yeah, and then they have a similar like job role, like they are technically like bow users and rangers. Yeah, so that's why I don't really think that Kole is going to be anything special, but she will help us be able to do some of the puzzles in Sumeru. Because we need the Dendro element, obviously. What do you want? Oh. Yang Yang was announced with Li Yue and Baizu. Exactly, and remember, we didn't have Baizu hinted at or teased yet. There's obviously more to his story. People are saying that the slimes in the game represent the Archons and represent the element, right? So there's all these rumors, these are completely not leaks, these are just people's logic and theorizing. They're just saying, like, Baizu, you know how he has that snake that talks? People are saying that is the snake the parasite, because you know dendro slimes, they have a little parasite plant on top of them and they like to hide under the ground, right? So then like is the snake the parasite controlling him, right? Or keeping him alive, because people say that he's a very frail and fragile character, who is really sick. And there was these what is it, in the chasm storyline lore, they were saying that like if he was the original soldier in that temple, not temple, that ruins where he lost all his body parts, or he was injured and then he eventually died there or something, and then somehow he was rescued by Zhongli, something like that. I don't remember all the things, but like anyway, so and then he became a doctor or something. So that's what people are saying, that baby Baiju is actually like pretending to not know Zhongli, but is the one that Zhongli saved, and or maybe the snake saved him. I don't know. Those are just all obviously speculations, right? But I'm just saying it's kind of interesting, right? So I want to know more about Baiju. And then some people are saying maybe he used to be a Dendro Archon. I don't think so. I think he was literally the Li Yue, what do you call it? Like a soldier, like what the story lore is implying, you know, and that he was saved by Zhongli perhaps, or granted a vision that saved his life or something, right? You know, and then yeah. But then I don't. But then you know how they say that in the lore, Archons don't grant visions. So I don't know. They never explain how people get their visions. People assume that Archons grant visions because Kukujosara says stuff like that too. But but Raiden Shogun says she never did because we all know that she was inside of her mind the whole time. How would people be getting like electro visions, right? You know, if she was never physically present to give them. And she even says she doesn't do that. So, you know, I don't know how it works. So then that might explain, like eventually that may explain why Baiju has a Dendro vision, even though he's actually living in Liyue. But he was technically, is he not a traveling doctor originally? So I don't know. Yeah, and Baiju might be a healer because obviously his job is a doctor and a pharmacist. But people are saying maybe he can also, because you know how like he knows like stuff about like, technically if you think about it, he knows stuff about healing and also like herbs and like medicine, right? Technically, if Dendro includes a poison aspect, he could technically poison enemies too. That would be kind of cool, right? That would be cool if he could poison and heal. That'd be kind of cool. But then that'd be a lot of healers then. Like if Kusanali is also a healer, and then like, you know, because people are like, I mean, okay, I'll be honest, I was very vocal and I really hated Kokomi when she first came, but then after they rebalanced her and they rebuffed it and they gave her like that new artifact set, her clam set, and after they gave her like, you know, well also because I pulled on, she came on the Raiden Shogun thing and I pulled on her, and I got her weapon, when I was getting more Raiden Shogun weapons. And then, you know, that was a pretty lucky pull for me because I got a bunch. And then, like, so anyway, my point is then I started liking her more at that point. So I can see that the game, as we now know, will do things to rebalance characters and make them more popular. So you never know, maybe, like, um, you know, other healers will be really cool in the future. Yeah, burst DPS, totally. I can see that, right? Just yeah, and there's so many options now, especially because they keep, you know, because they, in many ways they rebalance certain characters by giving them new artifacts and or new weapons or like, of course, with introducing Dendro, they technically have a new way to make other less popular characters more interesting. Like my theory is that you know how D-Luke is not really that popular in my opinion. Like he was popular in the very beginning when the game first launched, but I don't think people play with him anymore. But then like they're trying to make him popular with the new like so-called 5-star like costume. But I don't know that he's gonna be more popular moving forward. But maybe he will. I don't know. So my point is they try to do these things to try to make certain characters more popular. Oh, no more. Are you free to play, by the way, or are you like newer to the game, or have you been around since the beginning? Because I started at the end or late part of 1.0, so I didn't get Venti in his original run. I got him like later. Oh, in his first rerun. But yeah, I've been pretty much since the beginning. Because in the beginning I didn't have a PS4, and my phone and my mobile devices are old, so I couldn't even play this game in the beginning. And then like I had to borrow a PS4 from my sibling, and then like because they weren't using it, so that's fine. And then yeah, so then that's how I got into the game. And then since then, obviously, last year I bought a PS5. I was lucky. Obviously, now PS5 should be more easy to get this year, but last year it was still very rare, and I was lucky and I got one. So then I was able to switch to PS5. Hydro Spear character. Oh, for Sumeru, yeah, there's rumors that there's going to be a Hydro Spear character coming as well. And there's so many rumors, right? But then, like, we don't know what's true and what's false. Let's just leave it till, like, we get more information. But yeah, like, I mean, anything is possible. They rebalance, this is what I find that they're doing with the game. They're rebalancing elements, they're rebalancing weapon types, because they obviously realized that they didn't have much Hydro characters before Ayato and Yelan, so they added two right away, right? You know, before they didn't have very many pole arm characters, and then they added a whole bunch of pole arm characters, as we know, right? You know, like Yunjin, of course, Raiden Shogun, you know, yeah, etc. Right? And then so they rebalance them based on element needs and based on weapon types. So and then previously we didn't have that many catalyst users, and I think, and then now obviously we got Hazel, right? You know, so like, and then obviously we're gonna if Kusanali is going to be a healer and Baiju is going to be a healer, then they're going to be catalyst too. So see, they're slowly rebalancing the number of each weapon type and each element. Of course, they have to build up a lot of Dendro characters to balance it out properly, though. But yeah. Sumeru sounds like summer, everything are Link. Oh yeah, totally. And then there's the whole like race thing, like the people was talking about the skin color, saying that oh like I don't know, okay. I'm I'm just saying like I think people are taking it a little bit too far. Like it's I don't know. I just think that it's a bit much. It's okay, let's be real here. Just because the game is based off of certain inspirations from our real world that we live in, remember, it's a game. It's fiction, right? There are characters here that are based off of half animal and half like, you know, people. They're not even real. Like that's not real because in our real world we don't have that. Okay, like there are dog people in this game and cat people in this game, right? There's obviously likely going to be bird people and other people coming in the future, and gods and demons and all that stuff, right? So like it doesn't. I don't know why people like in real life, people like are making such a big deal over like the skin color, just because like Sumeru is based on the Middle East a little bit and a little bit of Persian culture, and South Asian and such. I totally think that it's cool if they make them darker skin, but I don't think that it's a big deal if they didn't because it's a fictional game. Because look, these people have colorful hair. Like in real life, unless you dye your hair, you won't have purple hair like Raiden Shogun, right? You know. So I don't know. You know, and then like Diamond and Yulan have bright blue hair. Like again, unless you're wearing a wig or you dye your hair, you're not gonna have that in real life either. So I don't see why people are making such a big deal about it. But that's just me. Too much Electro? Yeah, I think that they overdid it for Electro because of Inazuma. But I think that's also because in the beginning, before we entered Inazuma, we didn't have much Electro. We only had Beto, Kaching, and Fischl, I think. And Lisa. We didn't have that much. And then now we have a lot, obviously. So they're slowly like doing that way to like rebalance the game and give us more of those characters. But yeah, I was kind of like thinking, why is Dory another Electro character too? I was thinking that too. And then at one point in the game, I think this was many patches ago already, we were already, like many players were already questioning, they're running out of ideas. Like Universe, like they're basically making like 4-star versions of 5-star characters and 5-star versions of 4-star characters. You know what I mean? Because I think they have to as well. Not just that they're running out of ideas, but they have to make it fair because not everyone's going to have the 5-star characters, right? Some people might only have the 4-star, and so they can't. force it on people that you have to have certain characters in order to progress the game. So, so yeah. But yeah, like I mean, I'm excited for Subaru. Super excited. I mean, I don't. Okay, so in 2.0 for Inazuma, we got like pretty good characters, by the way. We got Yoimiya and Ayaka, and we got a free Aloy at 2.1, I believe, and then Sayu and Toma and all that came after. And then, of course, Raiden Shogun and Kokomi came, right? So, like, that was a really, like, burnout phase for me, and that was a phase where I was spending money in the game because, like, there were so many characters to collect and build, right? You know. But then that was last year, and that, in my opinion, I don't regret it, but that was my mistake. Moving forward for this year, I already told myself not to spend much on this game, so I'm not going to. So for 3.0 and beyond, I'm not going to be going crazy and hard and heavy on spending or trying to get every single character. Right now, I am lucky that I still have every single character that has been released, based on just low spend and free wishes. But then, like, moving forward, if I miss some, I miss some. Yeah, it's fine. They'll be rerun eventually as well, so. But I am happy that I had my Kazuha from the beginning, because then, like, I know that people right now are trying to get Kazuha, and that's fine, but then, yeah, I'm just happy that I had him all along, so. Because he wasn't popular when he first came out. People didn't like him. People thought that he was just trying to, they're just trying to sell a 5-star, like, Sucrose, which is not true now. You waited for Dendro 1 year ago and it's finally here. Totally, nice. Oh, you start at 1.0? Nice! Welcome, that's awesome. So do you have all the characters too? Are you like free to play or low spend, or are you like a whale? See, I'm not good with aiming. Okay, there. It took me forever just to get it right. But I wouldn't be against getting a Tignari. If I can get one, I will be happy too. I mean, it's always nice, right? But again, moving forward, if I miss some characters, I will be okay with missing some. It's fine. If it happens, it happens. But I think even if I miss per Kusanali, I would still probably try to get her. So if I might have to like spend to get her. If I hope I can just get her without having to spend, of course. No, you don't have all the characters. You pull only the characters. Ah, okay. If they only got you, I get it. That's good. Yeah, don't. No need to. It's just a game. And like again, I was doing it not because of content for this channel, because I started playing before I started this channel. Um, but I will say, like, do what's best for you. And yeah, I got carried away, and I don't regret it because I did enjoy myself. I just consider it like entertainment expense. But then, like, moving forward, realistically, and now that, of course, in the real world, we're experiencing heavy inflation, rising prices of everything, you know, and we're like, basically, you know, all that stuff, right, is happening. I don't think it's right to be spending money on games. Let's be real. Like, you know, people don't even have enough for food or gas or something, right? So stuff like that, like real life, right? You know? And you never know when stuff happens, like emergencies, where we need real life money. And I mean, when I look back, how much I actually spent in this game, like over the last 2 years, I don't regret it, but I will say that it's money that I did not have to spend on this game. I could have spent it, like, again, like I said, for savings, for investments, for emergencies instead of for entertainment. So, but that's okay. Luckily though, I'm pretty frugal. I don't spend much on other entertainment. So, I mean, my most biggest entertainment spend is video games. So for entertainment, but like other than that, it's just housing and food and the usual. So I'm pretty like low spend overall in my real life, but then I think moving forward, we just have to be more realistic. Your favorite element is Anemo, Kazuha, Pyro, Diluc, and maybe Dendro. Oh, you liked it. That's good then. Are you gonna get Diluc's costume? So Diluc was my last standard 5-star that I got, and I didn't get him specifically. I obviously lost the 50-50 to get him. So like I don't have much like because by then I already had other characters built up, and obviously I was late in the game as well already, like in the AR50s probably. So I didn't really care too much about him, but I know that some people had him since the beginning and even re-rolled their game. You can't re-roll on PS, but you can re-roll like on, I guess, mobile, right? And so like other people re-rolled heavy for him in the beginning, but it's not my thing, so I don't have much attachment to him. And then other things that people are saying about Sumeru is that right now it just seems kind of basic. Like, of course, it's a beautiful space, and like obviously we're still excited for it, right? But people are saying that there isn't anything more interesting about it. Like, you know how Inazuma, when they first previewed it to us, they're like, oh, every island is slightly different, and there's like, all this backstory and all this stuff that happened to it. Right now there isn't anything, although there's that giant, like there's a desert, of course, and there's a rainforest and a beach area. So like there's those aspects that could make it interesting, and there's like a giant like robot area or something. So yeah. What do I think about Yoonjin? You love her voice. I love her too. I actually love all the characters. I don't hate any of them. Um, and if I was to hate on them, again, it was in the very beginning with Kokomi, where I just didn't think that it was like, because this was back then when I was trying to like become like lower spending, and I was like, oh, this is a waste of money. Like I spent money to get her, and then because I think I did spend money to get her, because I couldn't win the 50-50 or whatever it was. Anyway, and then I thought, oh, this is like, because it's not worth it, because I thought, oh, like she's just a healer. But then, you know, of course, I don't mind having her now, but at the time I was upset, right? So, yeah, I'm over it now. But yeah, anyway. So I don't hate any of the characters. I like Kokomi as a personality and as a character, though. Yeah, in the beginning I didn't think it was worth paying for her, though. No. I like Yoonjin though. I especially like that they did the whole Chinese opera actress for her voice, because she has multiple voice actresses, but the Chinese opera part is standard on all of her appearances and all the languages, because that part cannot be like changed. So that's good. And then that actress, there's many YouTube videos of her, of course. So she became famous as well. Well, she was already a famous Chinese opera singer. And even the developer said that they had to hire one that had experience doing voiceover work for like animes and games and stuff, because not every Chinese opera actress can do that too. That's just different skill and experience. So like it was pretty interesting. And then yeah, people like that was very popular. And that storyline with Shenhe was really good storyline, right? I loved it. Sumeru level. Let's see, change and let's see. Level design change, right? And then more than Mondstadt and Inazuma, that changed and very cool. Yeah, that's true. They do a very good job whenever they change like the different level areas and to make it more interesting. Yeah, they all like the game like always. I always love this game because they always spend a lot of time in detail to get all the details um done to a good point. So that's great. And that's done now, that part. Oh yeah, I should go check on my orb. Yeah, so that's that. And then like, are you looking forward to Honkai Star Rail as well? I'm kind of looking forward to it. Initially, when I first saw those early like last year or whatever, like many months ago, those early trailers were not and gameplay like teasers that they were releasing weren't that interesting to me. But during the most recent beta test, which ended already like 2 months ago, or something like that, or last month, that one was more interesting. And then I think they sped up the gameplay. The gameplay looked really boring. That's why. It's like, because obviously it's turn-based, right? But then, like, I feel like they at least made a change to it to make it better now. So that's interesting, at least. And they're doing a second beta test soon. So I'm looking forward. I don't know if I'm going to sign up for it because right now it's not available for PlayStation. And I don't have a new computer, so I don't want to play games on computer either, so. And I don't want to play it on mobile either, so. But we'll see. Even a new region release, you update the game, but before you go at the location before release and see a new way opening. That's feeling. Oh yeah, it's true. They always have those people that always find like a way to like take a look and preview the new area. Of course, that area is not going to be fully filled out yet until the update is live. But you know, they like to go and take a look. It's always neat, right? And then it goes back to now. People are saying like, oh, there's going to be like the map sizes are going to keep increasing, and then people aren't going to have enough space on their devices, like mobile devices. And then, I mean, come on, eventually they're going to have all 7 countries, and keeping in mind there might be even more than 7 countries. There might be Conria and Celestia too, right? So like there could be like more places. Because 7 just doesn't seem like a complete number. There has to be more, obviously, to the game. But it's always exciting, of course. And then after Sumeru, the next region will be Fontaine, which is based on Europe. Like, well, I mean, Mondstadt is based on Europe too, but Mondstadt's more like London and UK. And I think, or like, yeah, like the English-speaking, like European. And then I think Fontaine is more based on French and Italian, maybe, because they have like they're supposed to be kind of like Venice, Italy, like where they have canals and water flowing because it's the hydro element nation, right? And then so they're supposed to be more like that and kind of like Venetian like that, like yeah. So that's gonna be kind of interesting, like French and Italian mixed together. I think is what Fontaine's theme will be. Hi, Rishav. Long time no see. I know I haven't been on for like a long time. I apologize. I didn't even realize that it's been that long. But yeah, I'm back now, so I decided to make sure that I make an appearance to do this, of course, because I don't want to be away too long from doing these kind of streams. I mean, I only do those videos every week or so, but then yeah, okay, so back to what Loliet said. I think when Sumeru is released, you will not sleep. Oh, yeah, you're gonna just explore, alright? I think so. Like, I think it's gonna be a really big thing, especially all the bigger streaming channels. They're totally gonna, like, try to map out. I know that there's a few channels that are focused on doing guides for this game. They like to map out everything and get all the quests done and get all the what is it? The Oculus and all that, because they want to be first, obviously, right? Or as early as possible. So then they're gonna just spend, like, a lot of time just trying to like get it all done, and I applaud them for that. But yeah, I just take my time with it. Sumeru background OST sucks. Really? I thought it was okay. It has like a very like Persian like um kind of theme to it, like kind of like how music would be like in East Asia. not East Asia, sorry, West Asia and South Asia elements and Persian elements. No? Kusanali's kind of cute, not gonna lie. Yeah, based on the what we think we know. Yes, right. Yes, she is. Yeah, and then people are criticizing like, oh, like her skin color, and then like her outfit's all white, and but I'm like, well, technically we don't have an all white character like dressed in all white either right now. But I'm surprised. Like, I mean, her like white dress has like some details that are like about plants on there, but then still like we don't have an all white character still, like an all white costumed character. Mind you, we don't have an all black costume character either, but I'm assuming that's going to be Dan's Leaf, because he's like dark and navy blue. Did I ask for sponsorships? No, I haven't. I'm so sorry. I'm so bad with this. I know you have been very nice and you have been telling me to do this. I have not. I actually haven't realized what I want to do next with this channel yet. I keep saying that. I know the last time we talked, I was like, oh, like, should I like bring other types of more other games into this channel, which I will, but I still haven't gotten to it yet. Will I bring in other non-game related content to try out on this channel? I haven't thought of it yet. Remember, I asked about podcasts versus like stuff here. So like I haven't decided yet. I honestly, it's okay. I'm kind of what is it? There's a term for it. It's like you know when you're overwhelmed with options and overwhelmed with too many ideas and too many things going on, and then like kind of like makes you not do anything. Oh, is it called what is it? Something paralysis? Not well, there's analysis paralysis. There's that, and then there's like just overwhelmed with too many options and too many ideas going on, then you just kind of like shut down and don't bother. Like too many options. I don't remember there's a term for it, but you know what I mean? I'm experiencing that. Like there's too many things going on, and then it's like, okay, maybe I haven't decided yet, so let's just not. Yeah. Because I thought about this too. If I go and ask for sponsorships, right? Then I have to like figure out how to like edit videos, and then I'd have to like there's so many like what ifs and what like things I have to plan out in order to get it executed as well, right? So then that's why it's kind of hindering me. Yeah. Okay, so back to Laliet. You said you think Netland will be next to after Sumeru. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, it could be either of them because they're both connected. Apparently, Sumeru touches both nations. I think because they are all going that way now. I hope there are many chests. Well, it sounds like there's always going to be lots of chests, especially in any new open area. That'd be nice. Yes, free primos, right? You can rise with a Dendro Boom, just do exploring Sumeru play-alongs. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I didn't even do that for the chasm. The funny thing is, I actually made a thumbnail for it, but I didn't end up doing it. Um, but not the exploring chasm part. But what I did do was the of course, the event, the perilous whatever it was. Like those events, I do them all, and then that one ended up being like an exploration underground as well. Anyway, so I don't know. Like I haven't done the exploration of the open world, as you know. I haven't finished exploring everywhere either. I don't think that I definitely have not fully explored Enkanomiya, and I definitely did not finish the chasm either. Like the upper outer portion, I didn't. And underground, it says I'm at 100%, but I don't think so. I think that there's still some stuff I didn't get. It'll say 100%, but it doesn't mean that you actually have 100%. Yeah. So, and I'm too lazy to like go and comb every area again. You know what I mean? And even like Kokomi's Island, like I don't have all 100% there. I know it says I have 100%, but I know for a fact there's like at least two places on there that I didn't even explore fully yet. So you guys know already. There's so many places. So I don't know. Do some edited videos. Yeah. Oh, so Lau gets going. You should go. See ya. Okay, thanks for joining. Sorry I didn't see that early enough. So. White sister, knowledge and purity goes together. Yeah, and she's young, right? I think there's something in this update. The game feels more smooth. Did they? They scammed us again this time with patch rewards. It was again 300 maintenance and 300 issue fix instead of 600 maintain and 3. Did they? I thought it was always 300 and 300. You'll need a regular schedule and have to do edit exactly. Yeah, if I get sponsorships, yeah. And Pyro Nation after Sumer. Oh, okay. So Natland, not Fontaine. Okay. I thought it'd be Fontaine because we met a lot of Fontaine people already in the game. But you know, I'm okay with it either way. You're not done with Academia yet? Yeah, Academia is so hostile. Golden Archipelago, yes, it is. Did they? And I was just mentioning earlier, like, do we think that Golden Archipelago is staying or going after the patch? They didn't say it in this live stream. You know how last year in the live stream they made it very clear. They said it, I think, a couple of times. They said, make sure to get all the, and they sent us reminders in the game too in the mail. They're like, the archipelago's gonna disappear after this patch, so make sure you get all the rewards and all that stuff, right? You know. So then, but they didn't say that in this recent live stream. But that doesn't mean that it's not going to disappear. So we'll have to wait and see then. It was 300 plus 300 first, then the 300 fix came a week later. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay. Yeah, I know, they're being cheap now, obviously. The islands will go away and the game banner for the event says limited time. Oh, I see. Okay, that's true. Maybe, yeah. Oh, hi, Hitori, welcome. Are they going to reset Genesis Crystal bonuses on 3.0 on Zhongli's banner? Ooh, good question. I think they might, actually. Because last year, for the anniversary event, they did reset everyone's Genesis Crystal refills back to as if we never bought any, and then you can get the actual, like the first time purchase bonus, or you get to double all your purchase bonus. So if they did that, that could be a good way for them to make some money, and that could be a good way. I mean, I would be okay with spending for that because that's like a good deal, and then I could then justify having more wishes for all the new characters in the Zumba region. Yeah, is that what you would want to do too? Because that's exactly what they did last year, so. Where did I get the background for this video's poster? Oh, it's on their actual Genshin Twitter. So, it's really cute. I know, that's why I had to get it. And that background was so cute. That's why I'm like, oh, because I love those characters. I love Yoimiya. I love Klee. You know, I love Klee. And of course, Kazuha. So I had to like use that background. It's so cute, right? I don't know how they did that, but then like, they did. I think they used camera mode, and then they did it. Will I get the D-Luke skin? No, I did a video on it, and I made it clear that I'm not going to. Last time I already got annoyed that I spent money and got Kaching's outfit. Remember I talked about this, and I wouldn't want to use the word regret here, but I feel like I could have saved that instead. Like, if I was to spend there, I should have just saved that money for like wishing on characters instead of getting her outfit, because I don't even use Kaching. Yeah, she looks cute in it, but it's not like the outfit's limited time in it. I mean, the discount was limited time, yes, but it's not like it was a huge discount. And realistically, Ningguang's dress is much more pretty. We talked about this many times. So, yeah. I just feel like D-Luke skin is probably really cool, and I know they kept saying that it's a 5-star skin, and it actually costs more than the Jean skin and the Kaching skin, with the discount and with the discount, and I don't think it's, I mean, it's just me, I don't really care, so. I don't have much, like, actual, like, sentiment towards, D-Luke because I got him last on the standard banner, not standard banner, sorry, I lost 50-50 and I got him. He was the last standard 5-star character that I ever received, so I didn't really care, I didn't have him from the beginning, I got him late, so yeah, I don't think I'm going to. And then Kaching, I got early, but I didn't end up using her that much, so then, yeah. Are you going for D-Luke skin? Oh, and Hitori says you want Zhongli. Oh, that's nice. I hope you get him. Because I know that he was being rerun, was it once before, right? Or was it twice? And maybe once only, I think. So it would be nice if he comes back. I think that would be something that people are looking forward to. Someone stole your video and tried to use that to copy strike you? Oh my god. I've heard of people doing that. It's really nasty, where they take your video and they claim the copyright strike first. But obviously you have to go through the whole process of like taking theirs down afterward and stuff, but it's just really hard. Yeah, and then like you have to like prove that yours was the original content. So I don't know. Hopefully that didn't affect you too much. Did you get it back? Will I get the official skin? Well, I think we're all gonna get the official skin, right? Because hers is free. It's part of the event. 4-star skins are free, so yes. But her skin doesn't look good, I'm gonna be honest. Like the princessy look, I talked about this in my skins video, I don't think, it doesn't work for me. At least Kitching's skin looks cool. Like, I don't mind it, but it wasn't worth spending money on. Yeah. You're welcome, Hitori. Yes. And it was so annoying, it took 3 days. So at least you proved it, right, Risha? So that's good. I'm happy that you won the battle, at least, because there are some people that didn't win the battle, and it's just unfair, you know? There are some really big streamers out there, not just for video games, or not just for Genshin. There are some big streamers out there for other things, like, because I watch other channels, other types of channels, like business and, like, you know, digital marketing and all that stuff. And then some of them, like, pull this kind of stuff too, and then other, like, smaller channels, like, call them out on it, and then what happened is the bigger channel, because they're bigger, they would copyright strike the other person and block them, and then, like, I don't know why, but they would win sometimes, because they're bigger. So it's just really unfair. Like, they actually pull this kind of stuff, which I think is really nasty, especially for the bigger streamers. Like, yeah, and then some people also say that they plagiarize, like they copy people's ideas. But then, like, realistically, everything's fair game, right? It's not like, I mean, you know, when people think of an idea, it doesn't mean that you're the only one in the world that can think of the idea, right? So, I mean, that's the same in any, like, in any job, to be honest. Like, people will always plagiarize your work or steal it for credit. Unfortunately, that's just unfortunate, yeah. YouTube support guys are so dumb, almost like dumb bots. Really? Well, I know that their customer service isn't that good. Remember I had that issue a couple weeks ago where my earnings dropped to near zero. It was zero. It's like 1 cent, okay? It flatlined for like a week or almost 10 days. And then I complained or I emailed them twice. They closed my case twice. They responded to me once, and then they just said like, oh, thank you for contacting us. Just make sure that you check back or whatever. I'm like, that's bullshit. Like, you didn't even resolve anything. You didn't offer me any kind of like solution. You're just closing my email off my case because there's a case number assigned, and then like, you're just basically giving me like BS, you know? It's like, yeah. So my earnings didn't recover, FYI. It went back up a little bit afterward, just so we're clear. But that 10-day period or whatever it was, yeah, it stayed at a flat line. It didn't recover. So I don't know what happened. Oh, I have Freedom Sworn. Yes, thank you. Yes, I got it when it was, I think it was rerun. I didn't get it on the original run, I believe. I think Freedom Sworn was a weapon that, you know how sometimes they pair, depending on the weapon banner and depending on if they have 2 characters or not, sometimes they paired like other weapons that no one wanted with a weapon that people wanted, right? And I think they paired the Freedom Sworn at one point, because I think it was rerun once as, they paired it as the one that no one wanted, but I wanted it for my Kazuha, so I got it and I'm super happy. And I think I got it with just the wishes that I had. I didn't have to like spend for it, so I was pretty happy. Fire Pro very rich? No, I'm like poor. Remember, my earnings are really low for this channel. I don't have that much views. And yeah, also, like, remember, well, Hitori may not know, but like, Rishav knows, like, I lost my job. So, yeah, I definitely, you know, so hence this all talking about like, oh, saving money and all that stuff makes sense, doesn't it? But I mean, okay, on the one hand, I lost my job, but then at the second hand is like, I don't know if this is viable enough to like make this like a full-time thing. Obviously, to make this more viable, I have to make more videos and I have to learn how to edit videos. I have to do a lot more work for this, and there's also no guarantee that after I do all that, I would make much more. So that's part of my current analysis paralysis situation where I'm just thinking a lot and not doing enough right now for some things. Yeah. You didn't get Hazo? Okay. You're at 68 pity. Ooh. Oh, thank you, Hitori. So lucky, yes. Okay, so then you're very close, Rishav, for whichever you're trying to go for. You're not pulling further because you might get a 5-star. That's true. So speaking of which, yesterday, after I pulled for Hazo, I got 1 copy after 30 pulls, and I stopped, right? Then what happened was afterward, I just, after that little quick video, it was only like 4 minutes, I pulled a few more times because I was trying to get my battle pass thing. Because you have to pull 50 times to get the battle pass, like, points or whatever it's called. But then like I was stupid because I obviously can get the battle pass completed even without that, right? But then I just did it and I pulled 20 more times, so 2 more 10 pulls. I got one more Hazel, so I got C1, and I got one more Kazuha, so I got him C1. But that was off like video, so I didn't have it recorded. But that came really early because I was like 20 wishes basically after I got that Mona on that video. So another Mona. I didn't need her. I already had her at C6. So yeah, that was really lucky because that Mona came early too. That one came within like 50 or 60 because I was only at 30 when I started that video poll. And I was purposely not trying to go to 65 or 75. I was purposely not. I was trying to avoid it, you know? So I guess I was lucky. You got a Toma. You have a lot of Toma already? Yeah, so when I polled, I got a bunch of Toma as well, and I wasn't happy about it, but it is what, because I don't use them. But I mean, at least they're constellations that I don't have, and yeah, it's fine. Ooh, and some bots came in. Thank you for deleting them, Risha. Thank you. Super quick. You think you'll save your wishes this patch? Yeah, I think, but you already have Kazuha, so you're good. It's not like you're like missing Kazuha. Yeah. Exactly. Is Klee worth it? Like I don't think that she's needed in the late game now, especially because you're pretty close to like AR like 60. Like I think you're like 56 or 67, right? So then like you're I don't think you need Klee, but Klee's a nice to have for completion's sake, or if like you're interested in getting her because she's so cute. But I would say like I don't know, you can try her out in the test dungeon and see if you like her gameplay. Her ult is kind of useless in a way because it has heavy damage when it hits, but it has random strikes. So it's not guaranteed that they're always gonna follow or hone in on the enemy. So that's one thing I don't like about her ult. But realistically, for her, you're supposed to do the normal cancel. I don't do it, but anyway, I just spam her normal attack. But like you're supposed to spam her normal attack and also you build up her skill. So that's her thing. Because her ult is kind of because it's random. It's not recommended to build up very high. It has high, but does have high damage when it hits though. Yeah. Yeah, you're 57. Nice. Iron Sting or Curse Sword, which is better? I think Iron Sting is better, especially if you're doing an EM build. Kazuha. I will be honest, I didn't play the story quest yet, so I don't know. Do we get the Curse Sword to R5? Because in my video I discussed it, I mentioned that because it's not an event sword, it's technically a story weapon. I don't think we're going to get it to R5, and therefore I'm not going to bother building it. It's not worth wasting resources on an R1 weapon. Also because, in my case, obviously I have Freedom Sword, so I'm not going to bother building Cursed Blade. And plus, it's not even good for his kit, and no other character needs it, so yeah. R1 only? Okay, so you did it already? Okay, yeah. Dendro Traveler is apparently OP. Oh, that's good, because I don't like the Traveler in any of his forms right now. I mean, there are better characters, right? But... So Dendro Traveler might be a nice way to get a free Dendro character for solving Dendro puzzles, because we talked about the possibility that Kole might be given to us for free, because she is considered the Dendro equivalent of Amber, who was given to us for free, right, as our first free character, and in order to use Pyro arrows for solving area puzzles. So yeah. Nice. AR57, halfway past. That's good. Yeah. Oh yeah, so tell me about your trip. How was it? You were away for 2 weeks, right? On vacation with your family. Or visiting family, but also it was a vacation. It was hot, right? But it looked really nice, the picture that you sent. Like, it's very quiet looking and clean looking. It's good to be in the quieter areas too, because, you know, COVID is still, like, spreading and mutating, right, you know? So less people is better. It was really, really hot. You were always sweating. Oh yeah, it's been hot here too. I've had my fan on. So far, we haven't had to turn on the air conditioner yet. and we're already in mid-July. It's been comfortable during the afternoons. We have all our windows open. I have my patio door open at all times. At nighttime, I do close them and I just leave the fan on. Right now, the fan is off, but I'm kind of sweating right now, so I'm gonna turn it back on. But it's comfortable, yeah, and it can be windy here. And then like I close the windows because I don't want all the bugs to come in. I don't like bugs in my home. I especially hate mosquitoes because I have the blood that they like, so they like to bite me, and I hate it. You're a ruralish area, electricity was poor, and you had high ping. Oh yeah, yeah. And so many mosquitoes. Yeah, the air is quite fresh, and mosquitoes. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, exactly. I hate mosquitoes too. I hate them. They're like, I can't sleep if I know there's a mosquito in my room. I have to like keep the lights on and kill it first before I can actually like fall asleep because it's just stressful for me. So yeah, so at nighttime I close the windows, and then I'll just turn on the fan for now. Although there are some nights where it's really hot, where I will leave the windows open and I'll pull the blinds down to at least block it so that at least outside, and I turn off all the lights, of course, so that because then the lights draw the bugs in, right? So then then there's at least still a breeze, but like not like then at least there's some blinds covering the window so that maybe the bugs outside don't think of it as like an open area, that they think of it as a wall, so there's less that comes in. Yeah. Mosquito. Yeah, I have the blood type that they like. I don't remember what it is. I don't know if it's something in the blood or I don't know if it's based on what we eat or if it's only a certain type of blood that they like more. I think that someone said that before. Because you know how there's different blood types out there. They like certain blood types more than others. I don't know what type of blood I have actually, but I don't know. Like for example, like they might like O blood type more than A or B. I don't know. I'm just saying random stuff, you know? Like they can smell it apparently and they prefer it because obviously it's their food source. So I have the type that they like. So when I go travel, I make sure that I bring lots of bug spray. Or I buy it locally wherever I'm going. So today is Hazo's domain. I'm still building my Hazo, but he's pretty much almost built up already. Fortunately, I had a lot of his stuff already. Just like Kuki Shinobu, I didn't have to like really farm too much. It was really just the boss. So he's pretty much built up already. And the weapon I was already pre-building, so that's good. And then, so now I just need the talent stuff. Oh, and the Cursed Blade, speaking of materials, it requires the Spectre Husk, and it needs those, like, statuettes from, like, the Shadow Husk from, like, the Chasm. Luckily, I farmed them, but I was farming them not for them. I was farming the areas for the ores before, right? As you know. But then, like, which I'll probably do later on this. But then, like, I'm not gonna build the Cursed Husk, sorry, the Cursed Blade, the Cursed Blade, because I don't want to waste those materials on that. So, yeah.
拒收必来呀！风暴，断绝，对象选错了，
暴影看破，
冻住你！固若金汤，对象选错
There
了
we。go. The game is already so big, I wonder how big it's gonna get. It's gonna get huge. You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna make it huge, like, well, I think that they're aspiring to be as huge as Final Fantasy XIV. Because you know how that game just keeps going, right? I mean, right now, apparently they ended the major story arc, but every version, major update of it is like a big story arc, right? But they ended the whole major story arc of the main character, but apparently they're gonna continue the content going in the next major update, whenever that's going to be. So it's a big deal. So this game is going to be like that. You know how like they say that they're gonna this game is planned to be like 5 to 10 years long. Like I'm pretty sure it's gonna keep going beyond whatever endpoint they have in mind with just new content. So they're gonna keep going. Why would they kill like a what is it? Kill the golden
聚首
goose? Like
为
why
者，
would you do that? You know?
牵动万象。
此刻，寂灭之时，
Oh, I didn't build up enough alt stats.
微光无视，别来碍事，各给认罪吧。
固
Yeah,
若
he's gonna
金
get,
汤，
yeah, he's gonna
天
kill.
理长驱。
Oh wow.
意识永恒，
Ooh, that was like a 200k hit.
无处遁逃。
Futao wa Funi Ofuzake no Fu. Futao? Okay. I actually don't know what you're saying. I'm sorry. Hello, true. Yes, totally. So Hutao breaks her name to Futa? Futa? Is it? Is that what she says in the game? I don't know. Is that what she says? No, wait. She wouldn't say her own name, would she? Hutao Futa confirmed. Her full name is Futa? Is that her last name? I didn't know that. Is there going to be a part 2, like Genshin after the impact? Oh yeah, you know how they have like, Honkai, obviously Honkai Third Impact or whatever it's called, and then they have now Honkai Star Rail, and then I think within the Honkai Third or whatever it's called, Honkai Impact Third, they have like something called After the Odyssey or something. I saw some people commenting about that because they said After the Odyssey or Another Odyssey or whatever it's called is like a prequel story to the Star Rail or something like that. I don't know. And Star Rail is like in the same Honkai universe, but in a different dimension or multiverse timeline, something like that. And some of the characters travel to that multiverse from the original Honkai, something like that. So some of them are actual characters from there, but other characters are just reskins of Honkai characters because they're a multiverse, something like that. I don't know. I don't play that game, so I don't know. But I read in the comments. I was interested. Oh, it's her idol voice line in Japanese. Oh, okay. Futa means hermaphrodite. She wears kind of boy. Is it? Okay. I'm not really sure now, actually. But that's good to know. Thanks for sharing. Oh, and then my items are done, and then I'm gonna go down to the chasm part and farm those ores there. Oh yeah, and then I got what's it called? Hang on, let me switch my party so that he's in the front. I got his, well, I'm out of resin now, but I got his talent, so I can try to level him up. Okay, so people actually, other streamers already, obviously they're earlier to the game. Apparently, if you're a bigger streamer, or I don't know how it works, but they got to play on the preview server, so they got to test them out for like a week already before, and then they were able to make content using the preview server information, so it's kind of interesting. But they can't release it until after he's officially released, apparently. So anyway, whatever. They recommend normal attack and skill as the priorities, and then burst is like a nice to have only. So I will be focusing on leveling these. But apparently I don't have enough anyway, so let me see if I can go up there and craft some. I don't know if I have enough. Because he is a DPS, so you do need his normal attack up. He's actually quite a good character, I must say. Very free to play friendly, and very easy to build. And he's actually quite fun to play with. The only problem that I can foresee is that because he's very close range, people may not like that. And his damage is not super high, but it can be, but it's not like the highest and it's not the lowest. It's like in the middle. But then that makes sense. He's a 4-star. So he's actually one of the better 4-star characters that has been released so far, because a lot of the ones for Inazuma were lackluster and mediocre. Toma being the worst in my opinion, and Kujosara is very niche, and then like um, Sayu is very niche. I think Sayu is probably low down there as well. So yeah, and same with Goro is very niche. Yeah. How much do I have? You mean for what? My wishes? Or what do you mean? You don't have Iron Sting yet. Should I craft now and or wait for Dendro craftables? Ooh, that's a good question. If you don't have Iron Sting, do you have Sacrificial or Sacrificial will be good, actually. Do you have Sacrificial? People are saying that Sacrificial, now that they've been rebuilding Kazuha for this patch, people said that Sacrificial is actually a really good sword for him because it's energy, because then you can, because you're building him with EM anyway, Elemental Mastery. I've actually rebuilt my Kazuha. I'm going to do an updated review video for my Kazuha. I haven't fully redid it yet, but I think I'm ready to, I'll do it back to back with Hazo's maybe tomorrow or the day after. But anyway, yeah, like with Kazuha, um, it's an EM build, and if you can get all EM pieces, that'd be great. And then energy recharge. So then Sacrificial works really well with him, especially because you can do his skill twice, because his skill, like, is very useful, as you know. Yeah. So if you don't want to build an Iron Sting and waste your billets, get a Sacrificial if you have an extra one. I'll do skill first, and then we'll have to save up some more. Yes, the one for Xingqiu. So Hitori asks, what if Genshin had guilds? Ooh, that would be fun. I would love to have guilds. And one other thing that I liked from other MMORPGs or other like actual bigger games than this is the ability to trade items or sell items with other players. Like you can create like eventually I hope you know how like we have a crappy like Serenity pod right now, like where you can do like very minimal stuff in there that's blah, like it's very like half baked, right? You know, I hope that they develop that further. But in a set, I don't know if they want to make it so that you can like create your own stores in the Serenity pot, or I don't care, or maybe let us buy like a piece of land like in like an actual city. I don't care, right? And then let us like be able to like sell things like stuff that we don't want that we can sell in the store, or stuff that other players might want that we have extra of. We could put at the store and sell for money, like Mora. That'd be cool, right? Or just being allowed to sell our excess crap that we have at any of these stores that exist already, you know? Because that's like a game, like that's like a basic necessity, in my opinion. In other RPGs, JRPGs. Oh, how much weapon enhancement ore? Oh, I used a lot already, so I don't have much left. Let me see. Only 300 something. Because I rebuilt a new Widsith. Yeah, and so I used a bunch recently. And then I was actually bored previous to the 2.8 launch, but also even 2.7 was kind of boring for me. So I was building out my other weapons, as you can see. I was building some of these. Like I don't know why I even bothered with a stupid compound bow. I shouldn't have wasted some resources here, clearly. But as you can see, I built this up a little bit. I built this up a little bit. I don't have all the refines for Iron Sting yet either. I have been not lucky getting sword billets, but I've been lucky getting these. I even have 3 extra bow billets, which actually works well. You know why? Because we're getting Kole and Tignari in 3.0, and they're both bow users. So hopefully we get really good craftable bows for Dendro and Sumeru, and then I will just use those billets there for them, maybe. But I also, and Tignari is said to be a Dendro Ganyu, and you know what? I have this extra Amos bow that no one's using, that I already had from way before. It's level 90 already, so perfect, right? And then like if Cole is going, I always pre-think, right? So Cole is a bow user too, and she's gonna be obviously like an Amber, right? So Amber would be good with a stringless. She's also good with a Wind Bloom, which I have. So these are obviously both good options for Cole, and depending on what her kit's gonna be like. So yeah, I'm excited. I have stuff for her already. Yeah, so anyway, I started building other weapons, and prior to Hazel coming, I started to build this Blackcliff agate. I've had for a long time, but no one was using it, and then I decided not to bother, and I decided to do the Witsith instead, and I'm very happy I did because many other streamers also decided to give him the Witsith, and also even in the test dungeon and in the demo at the end, no, in the demo he was using Solar Pearl, but you know, the Witsith seems to be the one that people agree on. Yeah. And then we're going to get a new Claymore character, and I was starting to build this, but I think, we don't know for a fact yet, but if she can scale off of HP, Dory, hopefully she can make use of this garbage, the bell. But maybe we'll see, I don't know. We thought that Sayu could use this, but she can't, so we'll see, I don't know. Or maybe there'll be new Claymores I can get. I mean, I have the sacrificial one here too, so like I have all these extra ones now that other characters are using other swords. You have only one R3 stack? That's fine. I hope they don't do NFTs. Well, if they did, I don't think it's a good idea because NFTs have crashed big time during the crypto crash this year. Of course, all stock markets and real estate markets have crashed as well. So I don't think, and NFTs, they're like a majority of them are worth less than 90, like they've lost 95% or 98% of their worth. It's super like it in a way it's kind of a scam, and in a way I'm glad it's done for now. What happened was, like, I don't know if you heard the news, but like there was this one of the first ever tweet that was sent on Twitter when it was first launched, its debut, by its original CEO and owner or creator. That became an NFT image, and then that was sold. I forgot, I think for 2.8 million US dollars last year when NFTs were at its peak. And then the person that bought it for 2.8 tried to sell it for like 90 million or something like that, or some crazy number. And then like the only offer or the highest offer that they got was $250. So no one cares for that stuff anymore. So yeah.
欲买桂花同载酒，只可惜故
Totally
人
agree with Hitori. Yes, thank you. So Risha said, yes, you have so little left even after farming so much ore. Yeah, so like I just showed, I am wasting some on the other weapons. That's why. I actually had a lot more left. I think I had like maybe 2 or 3,000, and then I spent them on the other, because I got bored. So that's what I did. You have 3 bows, 6 sword, and 3 great sword, and 4 spear. Oh, then you're really set up for like craftables for yeah, Sumeru, because I don't have any other billets. As you can see, I don't even have all the refines for all the craftable weapons yet. So I decided to go on a collecting quest. Now, the only one craftable that I'm not going to make is the stupid prototype crescent bow, because I think that's useless. To be honest, not all the craftables even now are good, but then like I feel like they have certain uses to them, right? So obviously I prioritize certain over others. That's why right now Iron Sting I didn't prioritize because I have Freedom Sword and no one else really needs an EM sword. But that's why it's last on my list right now, but yeah. Alright, I'm gonna go and farm ores in the Chasm Underground. But what I like to do is I actually set it so that it tells me where those shadow husks are. I know where they are, but I like to have a little marker. And then I just follow, and then I follow the marker, and then I can just go and collect all the ores that are there, if there are any. That's just my little way. But I don't go and kill all 9 of them, because there's 9 that appear. I only go and kill 7 of them. Wrong team. I like Ningguang because she can identify where the ore is. Cause I remember it by now, obviously, but sometimes, it's nice to have a visual reminder. And yes, even those cheap black ores are useful too, because you sometimes need to, in the Serenity Pot, you need to like make things and stuff like that, and they use them. Oh, speaking of Serenity Pot, make sure to craft or use or repost the 2 new, or the blueprints for Hazo to get his rewards. I did that right away yesterday, because I already recently got all the Serenity Pot stuff like a few weeks ago for all the characters, and then so I already have the blueprints made already, so I just put those items back out, and then, yeah. FY. That's some free rewards there.
安如磐石。
Now, I haven't done the Hazel hangout. I didn't even do the Kriki Shinobu hangout, and I didn't do Yunjin or Ningguang's hangout. But if I did do Hazel's hangout, I think it would be better because then I would get his talent material. But that's okay. We'll just farm some. Because I find that I mean, I'm sure the hangouts are fun and all, but I don't know. I don't like doing the text events. Oh, I shouldn't be using this game, sorry. I want, because eventually I will be killing the Shadow Husk, so I think Yalan is good for that.
固若金汤。
Oh, there was one on the floor. I see it. I like farming the ore in here because they're very concentrated and they give more than one, sometimes three, per one that breaks. So that's good. Whereas outside you have to like go to different locations to collect them all. Oops, wrong one. This one.
此乃天道。
此刻，寂灭之时。
You're so fast if you did the Kazuha one though. Oh, you haven't done the Hazel one, yeah. So Hitori says, do I think Child might have a rerun soon? You're a simp. You want his polar star. Oh, nice one. I love Child. That's why he's my avatar. He's been my avatar character for my account up here since the very beginning. Yeah, like I got his polar star and I was super lucky. I didn't have to spend for it. It was just whatever wishes I had left over. So super lucky and I won that 50-50. Yes, the polar star just makes him better, but it's not needed, of course. But yes, for the characters that you love or that you really like, you should definitely go for them at least and try. So I support you. Good luck. I don't know that he's going to get another rerun right away. I would like him to too, because I know some people really like him, but a lot of people apparently really hate him because he already got 2 reruns. Ahead of many other characters getting their first rerun, as we now know, right? You know, so that's why people don't like them. But remember, we talked about this, well, Hitori wasn't here, but we talked about this in other streams and other chats too. His first rerun, one of the reruns was a mistake, I believe, in my opinion. One of the reruns was because the first rerun, he didn't have a story aspect to it. They just put him on that rerun. And I think, was he with Eula, or when was that? It was really early, like, really early. And then the second rerun was because they were trying to sell the Polar Star, so and then he had a story event there. That was the one where he went to that domain with Jin Yan, right? So, yeah. And then I think from those point forward, the game switched to, like, only rerunning characters that were going to be part of the story. So, yeah. So there was definitely a change. Whereas prior to that, they would randomly place rerun characters. So I think his first rerun was kind of random and it was not necessary, and that was a mistake in my opinion. And that's why that in a way pissed off people. Zekaku no chance the Honky will dust it there. Interesting. Are you just quoting the Japanese voiceover text? Because I don't play in the Japanese voiceover, as you know, so I'm not familiar. Yeah, for Child's Dungeon, yes. That's his taunt. Oh. So I'm assuming what he's saying is something about the Sakaku decree. There's no chance. Something? that you'll truly escape or something. I don't know, or get there. I don't know.
安如磐石，
Because that was obviously prior to us entering Inazuma, I'm assuming, in terms of canon for the story, right? So probably no chance, probably saying something like you probably don't have any chance to get there because Inazuma is under lockdown or something.
天动万象，
道光，意识永恒。
I'm gonna go back to this one because there's one more I missed. I remember I saw it on the map here. Yeah. No, he's saying it's finally my chance. Don't worry, I'll go easy. Oh, is it? Okay. I don't know enough to know what it means, so that's good to know.
拒收并，
你很疼，别白费功夫。
Oh, anyway. Annoying. These things take forever to like do their animations.
固若金汤，
Yeah, I think the Summer Island's gonna disappear too. Okay, this is my theory, okay? You know how like in the trailer they introduced it like well, obviously you've already played the Kazuha thing, so we can go with that. So you know how he touches the sword and he's like, I feel like the power, like it flows into him, and he's like, oh, I feel like I got transported somewhere else, and then it shows the Summer Islands. Of course, you already played the thing, so it doesn't lead to the islands, right? But I thought that maybe the islands are not really like a real place. Maybe we'll all get transported there, and it's just changed for like this patch, but then maybe they are temporary still, so that's, yeah. So maybe they are going to disappear after this patch. Maybe that's their thing. They're going to keep like make it coming back every summer and then making it like updated every time and change the look of it and the feel of it every time, right? And then make it go away. So make it like a summer like DLC every year. So yeah. Because if they kept it in the game, it'll be like a dead zone, that's what they call it, like Enkanomiya and all those places that you, like in Dragon's Spine, those places that you would never go back to unless there was a quest or updated events for it, right? But at the same time, with the new Albedo event earlier this year, that's what they did. They made it so that we had to go back to Dragon's Spine, right? And even Moon Chase Festival last year, for last year's anniversary, they made us go back to Li Yue just to search all the areas for those little Moon Chase chests, which was kind of a good idea in my opinion.
固若
So they can easily make any area like free playable. They just have to create content for it. So there's probably going to be a new Enkanomiya quest in the future too, probably, and probably a new like chasm quest in the future too, probably.
拒收并蓄，
劝你放弃，永别。
Have I seen My Stepmother's Daughter is My Ex? Is that a movie or an anime or what is that? Hitori says, are the rest of the Fatui Harbingers going to be playable? That's the big debate. I don't think that all of them are. I think some only. People in junior school are now couples and don't have anyone yet, even when I'm almost done college. Don't worry about that, Rishav. Like, well, unless you're trying actively to get, like, to have, like, a relationship. Because I know Chun Chun, who hasn't been here for a while, but I know he's busy. But, like, you know, he was saying that too, I think. Like, I mean, I can see that. I guess everyone wants to be in a relationship. So nothing against that, but don't worry is what I'm trying to say. Like, eventually it'll happen. It's not a competition, like, oh, that these people already did it. Arlecchino will be playable. Yeah, I hope she will, and that's my expectation for her too, because she looks so cool. That white-haired lady with the cross eyes, which I think is weird, because you only normally in anime, you or in cartoons, you only have X's on your eyes when you're dead. So it's kind of weird, right? That they actually put X's in her eyes. But whatever, like she's cool. So yeah, would love to get her playable. I don't my in my theory for the Harbingers video that I did was that I don't think that all the Harbingers will be playable. I feel like some of them are ones that we can kill off as bosses, or maybe they'll just die off in the story. Like maybe we don't kill them like as a playable boss. Maybe they just get killed in the storyline. Like maybe I don't know whatever happens to them, right? You know, so yeah. So I don't think all of them are. And my estimate is that that rooster guy, the short, stubby man, the old man that's talking, that looks like the Penguin from the Batman series, I think that he's not going to be playable. I think he's going to be a character that's just going to be a villain and get killed, for example. But, I mean, I also said in my video that maybe, I mean, you know how they have lolly, like, models for, like, female characters? Well, he's probably short and stubby and small, like a lolly character. So it's easy to reskin a lolly body for a male, because we don't have a small male character yet. So maybe, I don't know. And I feel like, depending on the storyline of the other characters, I don't know that all the male, like, Harbingers are gonna be playable. Like, okay, on the one hand, that Baiju guy, like, you know, the one, or the Regrader, Pantalone, I think that, like, he is cool looking, and obviously I saw lots of comments where everyone wants him, right? But I feel like he seems to be, like, you know how in the beginning, or was it Arlecchino that says, like, oh, you dignitaries and businessmen and blah, 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 that statement? I feel like that is important to note. I feel like, yes, some of them are businessmen and some of them are dignitaries, meaning that they're not necessarily, like, fighters, let's call it that way, you know? Because you know how in other RPGs and other major games, there are always political figures, business figures, like people like that are like villains, but they're not like people that you necessarily, not every game at least, you're not necessarily going to fight them. They're just going to be killed off in the story, or they're just, you know, cutscenes or something like that, you know, or whatever, yeah. So I feel like that's the situation here. I don't think all of them are going to be playable. I think some of those businessmen are going to just be killed off in the story somehow. The Dr. Dottore makes me blush. He looks like Gojo Satoru. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that people said that they updated him from the manga. I never read the manga, but the manga, like he had shorter hair and a different looking mask that made him look like Phantom of the Opera, and he looked kind of like a clown in that one or something. Whereas now he looks more mature and with longer hair, right, and a different mask that's covering the top half of his face instead of the side half. So it's very interesting how that is. Of course, Kole looks different than in the manga as well. So. And Kole seems to be experimented on in the manga. I didn't read it, so so you know at the end of that Harbinger's video, they said something about like something about being he's too fascinated with his experiment or whatever, and then she wakes up from her nightmare. So then maybe it's some kind of foreshadowing or some kind of skill or some kind of nightmare that she has. Yeah. Because I don't remember the storyline, but isn't the doctor someone that like does experiments? Because that's what he is, a doctor. He does, and he's holding a vial of some kind of chemical or liquid in the PV as well. So like he obviously maybe and I forget the regrader, the banker guy, the one that looks like Baiju, he's supposed to be, I don't know, is it him that like takes in the orphans, like Katerina from the underground mines here, and her brother Nikolai or Nikolav, right? You know, like he takes in like the orphans, remember? And then he treats them well and makes them like family, and then stuff like that, right? So I don't know, and he trains them to be like Fatui and spies. So I don't know. But it sounds like Kole was experimented on or something, or other characters in the manga were experimented on, I don't know, and then, yeah. Oh, it's an anime, okay. And Hitori said, I really want to switch your MC to Lumion from Ether. Oh, I hope they add a setting to change. Oh yeah, that would be cool. Oh, do you prefer like Lumine better? I would be, if they ever add that option, if they do, I would be open to trying out Lumine as well. because obviously I have Ether, because people said that people said that according to the story canon, it's actually Ether that's looking for a sister. But I would be okay to try out the other way too. And speaking, since you used the word Switch, I'm also looking forward to whenever that they're going to release the Switch version of this game. Obviously, there's clearly some issues. That's why it's delayed and taking so long, because we all know that the Switch is a less powerful device than the PlayStation 4, because it was and a previous iteration of Xbox as well. I don't know the name of it, but like obviously the newer PS5, which I'm using, and the newest Xbox whatever series is it called, Xbox One series or whatever it's called. The newest ones obviously can play, but they have not announced Genshin for Xbox yet either. So not sure. But Switch is a less powerful device, that's true. But there are rumors that they're going to make a Switch Pro, so to speak, like aka a Switch Pro. I don't know what it's going to be officially called, but like a more higher performing version of Switch. So maybe, I don't know. I would like that because if I was to travel, because right now this game right now is tied to my PlayStation, obviously, I can't, I mean, I don't have a good mobile device. So if I travel, not that I'm going anywhere anytime soon, but if I travel, I won't be able to like even just check in daily and just do like the condensed resins and stuff. So I would like to have a ability to bring it somewhere and play. I don't, yeah, so we'll see.
安如磐石。
This is like the jackpot spot. Oops. And no more here. Perfect. So hopefully it comes onto Switch. And then like speaking of devices, I was thinking, as I mentioned to Rishabh before, I was thinking about getting a new iPhone for other content for this channel, maybe like more lifestyle stuff, just to show like where I live, maybe. I don't know if I want to do like a home tour, but you know, stuff like that, right? Like lifestyle stuff, let's say. And then like, or if I travel, then I can use that to make content too, right? I don't know. Options, right? And then I'm thinking about getting the new laptop. I haven't settled on it yet. I haven't given up on it, but I haven't settled yet either. The last 2 days have been Amazon Prime Day. I don't have Prime, but apparently the sales were kind of lackluster. They're not like, at least they're not stuff that I need to buy, so I didn't bother. Oh, I hate this guy. His shield actually blocks cuts. I wonder if we'll ever get a shielding character, a character that holds a shield. Like, obviously that's not a weapon type in the game, but that, you know how like Heizo and Kuki Shinobu, they have weapons that are actually not weapon types in the game either. Like, she's just a little dagger, right? But we just give her a sword, so like, you know. It'd be kind of cool if there would be a shield character that holds a shield. But I will say to Rishab's comment earlier about like how many ore crystal or mineral ores or whatever that I have, it's true. I mean, I do farm every day, as you know already, and I do get the maximum. But I will say, like, once you spend them on weapons, obviously they're gone. But then at the very least, because I do farm every day, so then at least I do have the ability to still have leftover now, and I was still able to bring up my weapons. Like I brought up a lot of my weapons. I was even able to, like I said, bring up like a new what is that? Like the new Widsith, an extra Widsith for Shikinoe and Hazel. So I just did that within the last few days. So I was able to do that. So I was very fortunate that I had all the crystals to do that. But of course, now that I'm low, I'm not going to just spend any more on these other weapons. That's why I left them at 80 only. Plus, no one's using them, so that's good enough for now. 70, and some of them I've halted progression on. Like I didn't bother building any more further. But yeah, like that's just my stance on it. So for now, yeah. Oh, I should switch this out. So we'll go and try to explore some crystals or ores here, if there's any. I don't think there are any. Because I think I did this yesterday. These don't reset right away, like every day. They reset, oh, this did reset. They reset, like, some of them reset every 2 days, so. So what have I been doing the last month? Basically, the last time I streamed was on June 20th, I checked. So obviously I've been continuing to apply for work. At one point I don't know if I talked, I don't know when that was actually, but I think it was probably after the stream. I did have a, it's not a real interview, it was like an online like survey request, and it's to fill out this form basically, and it's those personality assessment requests. So anyway, I did that. I submitted it on time. I didn't hear back afterwards, but I remember that was a few weeks ago, and that was right before like we got some more like economic news, like real world stuff, like where like hiring freezes and like layoffs and all that stuff. So I feel like either that job was no longer like open or they already found someone else that they wanted. So that's fine. Obviously, so I didn't get any further in that process. I didn't get like a follow-up like email or anything further. So I just left it. Obviously, it's been more than 2 weeks since I did that. So I'm pretty sure that I'm out of it or that it's just been canceled. Because a lot of I've heard I wouldn't call them horror stories, but they're realistic where a lot of places are no longer they even if they offered you a job, if the job hasn't started yet, they have rescinded the job offer because they've taken a look at their I guess their finances and costs and all that stuff, and or maybe funding, and they've realized that they can't afford to hire new people. So even the big companies are laying people off, like all the big tech companies, and they're hiring freezes, and people again are rescinding offers. I saw some posts of some international students who graduated here in Canada, and they were posting on LinkedIn saying that they had a job offer that was like, for example, one of our biggest companies in Canada is Shopify, and yeah, like they got. I'm not saying Shopify as the example in this case, but some of the other companies that were big, they got a job offer at the tech companies, and then later on they received another email before the job started that their job offer was being rescinded. Therefore, it's canceled. So even though they signed the contract and they passed all the interviews and everything, they don't have a job. So that has been happening. So the job market, although there's lots of conflicting news, the job market, they say that there's lots of jobs opening and lots of low unemployment and all that stuff. It's deceiving because the job openings that are open, and this is not to be critical, but the job openings that are open are very entry level. They're for like fresh grads. They're for people that don't have experience or not much experience. And they're also for a lot of jobs that no one else really wants, to be very honest. Like a lot of those jobs, when they're saying there's lots of job openings, they're talking about like customer service jobs, call center jobs, like retail, serving, hospitality, like stuff. When I say no one wants them, I mean like, let me rephrase, like, um, people that have worked like myself, that have only worked in offices basically my whole life, we wouldn't apply for those type of jobs. For example, those are jobs that we would apply for if we were like fresh grads or if we were still students, but not when we've been working already in offices for the last, decade or however long, right? So that's why. So while there are lots of those jobs available, those are not unfortunately the jobs that I'm looking for. So that's my update for that. Um, and yeah, and then of course, I mean, yeah, and then I haven't even been writing on my blog either. My blog that's not game related and that uses my real name and my real face. That I have not been doing for this month actually. I part of me is because of laziness, and part of me is I kind of lost a little interest, but that's okay because fortunately, it is passive income. So it actually continues to earn money for my previously written articles, even if I haven't written anything new. Now, just to be fair here, those articles aren't worth like a lot of money either. Just so we're clear, just like this channel, like this is passive too in the sense that once you make the video and it's up, whether it's a stream or a video, it can technically still earn money afterward, right? So like same idea, right? Once you write an article or a blog, it's up there, and so yeah, it's not a lot of money obviously, but it's extra for doing nothing extra, right? But I will definitely get back into writing because I still plan to continue writing. I
固
just
若
haven't
金汤，
really done it. So what else have I been doing other than looking for work primarily? I have been playing another game. I've been playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2 on my Switch. I actually had started it like almost 2 years ago and I didn't finish it. And then Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is
天
coming out
守
at
地
the end
势，
of this month. I'm hyped about it to be honest. But it's a really long game. It's actually more detailed and more longer than Genshin. It's kind of like how I guess the Final Fantasy series, where there's a lot of stuff to do, a lot, and there's a lot of characters. In Xenoblade Chronicles 2, or we'll just call it XC2, there is a gacha system, and there are lots and lots of characters to collect. I have all the characters. And so in that
固
gacha
若
system, you
金
don't have to
汤，
pay for it. It's just in game. It's just random chance.
天理
But
长驱，
and there's a pity system and all that stuff too. But anyway, I have all the collectible characters on my first playthrough, but then they make it so that you have to beat the game, the main storyline, and then you have to save the file and start a new game plus, and then there will be new heroes and characters that you can get in the next playthrough. So I am near the end, but it's a really long game. The main story is not long, but exploring the area is an open area too. But they have kind of linear in their story, but yeah, anyway, and then they have like after you get all the characters, they also like this game, maybe this game took lots of hints and inspiration from that too. Um, you have to like do story quests for each character, and because there's so many characters, then that's what I've been busy with. But similar to Scarlet Nexus, which I haven't forgot about, I'm gonna get back to that and finish that once and for all. So finish Yuito's story, that's my plan. And then for XC2, I plan to maybe not do all the character quests. Maybe I'll just finish the main story quest, and then maybe start the new game plus, and then transfer my information over, because apparently that's one of the options, just like in um, Scarlet Nexus, the information carries over to your next playthrough. So then maybe that might be a way to just do that stuff as post-game stuff that I can do like later. Yeah. So anyway. And then I'm not sure if I'm going to get XD2 right away, like right when it launches, because it's going to be full price. But yeah, anyway. XD2 does not have, sorry, XD3 I mean. XD3 does not have the gacha system anymore, but it has new heroes, new storyline of course, and like it has like DLC stuff too, so I don't know.
微光无射，
Do you guys and girls have like Switch and play those games?
终于还是
And yeah, XD2 is like a major time sink, okay? Like I spent so much time in there just doing they have expeditions too, but theirs is more like active. Like they actually can complete like in less than an hour in many cases. And so like and because there's so many characters, you have to keep sending your characters out in order for them to gain experience. And then like and then because they can finish within 1 hour of real time, then you send them out again, and you just keep sending them out until they level up, because you can't possibly level up all the characters yourself manually. There's just too many. So then sending them on missions is a way for them to like level themselves up, and also get you some items. And yeah, it's kind of interesting. Okay, I'm gonna avoid the Byakko Plain area because that's how you activate the Kazuha quest, and I don't want to activate it right now. You don't have Switch? Okay, that's fine. I mean, not everyone has it, and that's fine. Fine. I like Switch because it's portable. It can be portable, so it has like two ways to play it, which I like.
固若金汤。
Yeah, so that's what I've been up to. So it's actually not a lot. It's just mostly focusing on like that. But also because I lost my job, so then I'm eligible for unemployment benefits. Um, luckily, and as of me telling you this now, I got approved for it as of yesterday, or I only found out earlier, like a few hours ago. Like I got the email, and then like I went and logged into my account, and it's approved. So I'm super excited because all like obviously I was laid off a few months ago. So then it took forever. Obviously, government stuff takes forever to process. So it's finally processed, and then like I will get all my back pay from basically right after I lost my job. So that's pretty good. So it's gonna be like a nice lump sum that I can use for my obviously living expenses. So yeah.
无处遁逃。
And then last week I had from another former employer. This is like obviously from years ago. There was a class action lawsuit for them, and as a former employee, I'm eligible for compensation as well. All former employees and current employees are eligible. And so I will be receiving a small lump sum amount from them as well. I filed my claim for it, and then it finally got approved for part of it. And then they sent me the paperwork to sign my consent and authorization to accept the offer. So I looked it over, I calculated, I reviewed the numbers, it looks good. So I signed it last week and submitted it back. So I'm just waiting for that to be finalized, and then I'll get another lump sum amount coming. And then there's more to that settlement that's not processed yet. So there may be, maybe, we don't know yet, but there may be more money in the future. So yeah, it's an ongoing issue, that one. I also asked a question about something because in my current settlement, although I accepted it, I was like, but then isn't there something else missing? And then they're gonna look into it. So maybe there's more. But that shouldn't stop them from giving me my first portion. And then there's another portion that I'm eligible to claim, but I have to fill out the paperwork to get that second portion. And that portion will be under review for God knows how long, but that's something else I have to do, and then I have to provide supporting documents and stuff. I just haven't gotten around to it. There's no time limit for these things, but yeah, stuff to do. So that's what I've been up to. But yeah, and then like the stock market crash is horrible, the real estate crash is also horrible, everything's down. It's just a sad time. And then the costs keep going up for everything, and the amount of product that we receive keeps going down for everything. Shrinkflation, inflation, all of that stuff mixed together, it's just not good. And then interest rates keep rising. Our Bank of Canada literally today, they announced 1% interest rate hike, which is the largest interest rate hike since 1998. Apparently, the US did a 0.75 last month. We thought we were going to get 0.75 as well, but we got one instead. Something worse, but whatever. and then more rate hikes are coming, so all this stuff. So Rishabh, you mentioned about the like relationship stuff. So is there actually someone that you have a crush on or that you're interested in knowing, or you just mean in general? He's going to heal. Oh no, okay. Oh, you're saying in general. Okay. That's fine then. Eventually you'll meet the one. Or, okay, just my word of advice. There is no, okay. This will sound very contradictory to what you might believe, but there is no the one. Like, there is, like, the one that you like, and there is one that you'll fall in love with, etc., but there's no only one. You might actually fall in love with more than one person in a lifetime, and that's totally normal, in my opinion. And just because you fall in love with the first one doesn't mean that that's the one that you end up with. That's the reality. I've seen it to many people. The first one they start off with, they think that that's their whole world, but the reality is it's not. That first one may not be the right person, or the timing's not right. And then eventually you'll break up, perhaps, and then you'll move on, and you'll get a second one, a third one, a fourth one, whatever, and then that's just how it works. And sometimes, even the exes, if you're still, maybe in the future, you might get back together with them, and then you end up with that person, but at the better timing, and after people have matured and learned about themselves and grew. So don't worry, there's no rush. We've all been in those situations. I think I collected this stuff already, didn't I? Oh yeah, that stuff is done. Oh, he flew so far. So, Rishabh, how long is the Kazuha quest? Is it like an hour long, or 2 hours? Or hopefully it's a short one, like an hour, I would hope. Because a lot of the ones recently in the recent patches were like 2 hours. Not to say that I complain, it's fine, but I'm just want to know. One point 5 hours? Okay, so pretty reasonable then. Ooh.
天动万象，聚收并蓄。
眼视如何？也很疼。不必心急。
It did reset a little bit, some of the pieces.
无处遁逃，无念断绝。
少一主，
微光无射。
You can get a free editor in Reddit? Don't expect too much? Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the sales, maybe the back to school sales, so next month, August. That's a traditional time to get like computers and stuff. So hopefully there's some good sales there. We'll see. Oops. We'll see. I mean, I might sign like a 2-year contract and buy like I'm looking at. I'm still leaning towards the Surface Pro, but anyway, we'll see, right? At the time, whatever deals are out at that time. I'm gonna, if depending on how expensive whatever laptop it is, but if let's just use the Surface Pro as an example, they have contracts you can pick up to 3 years, but I might sign like a 2-year contract and pay monthly instead. Because it's zero interest. I saw that's the current thing that they're offering. Even now, without that's just an ongoing thing. It's not really an offer. That's just a way to finance it, right? So 0% is fine. I'm happy with that. So that's the same as like if I was to get a new iPhone, I would probably get like as we discussed a 12 Pro, and then I would do similar. I would do the maximum here in Canada is 2 years. Oh, I would do a 2-year phone contract just for the phone, and maybe yeah, then finance the phone over 2 years as well, and it's also 0% interest. So I think that's okay. Yeah, and then for the iPhone 12 Pro, I calculated, or actually it says a 2-year phone only plan or contract. I think is like $45 a month, and then like for the Surface Pro, um, 8, if I was to get like the reason, like the like what we talked about, like the whatever 512 RAM or something, or 250, no, 512 RAM I think, and then like 1 TB hard drive or whatever it is, right, with expandable option. Like that one I think is, and was it i5 or whatever? Yeah, like that one I think is going to be, is it like 100, maybe like 100 and let's just say 110, let's just say, per month for 2 years. So that's not horrible. No, 100. I think 100 only. Sorry, because it's around like $2,000, and then like, yeah, divide by 24 months, right? Zero interest. Of course, we have to add taxes on there too, but something like that. Yeah. Should you ask for someone on behalf of me? Oh no, don't worry about it. Like asking for, like, you mean in terms of computer deal? No, no, don't worry about it. Or what are you talking about? Asking for phone deals or what? Go for at least a laptop with RTX 3050. Yeah, if you go with Surface, a good one will cost you almost, yeah, exactly 2000. Yeah, that's what I was looking at. So, we'll see. I'm not fully decided yet. Like I said, we'll look more carefully once we're there. I just like the Surface Pro because it can become like a uh, what is it? A tablet, and it has touchscreen obviously, and obviously I just like it. So there's that. And the reason why it costs so much is not just because of the thing itself, because Surface Pro 8, as I mentioned, is the newer line, the newest line, and the newest redesign. So the existing, because I have the existing keyboard, and the existing pen will still work on the new redesign. That's fine, but the existing pen is just older. But then like the existing keyboard will not work on the new redesign, whereas the existing keyboard would work on any one like the Surface Pro 7 and 7 Plus, but not 8. So I looked into all that. So then that would have saved me money too. But then right now I think that their ongoing package bundle is that if you get the new keyboard, it comes with the new pencil. So then I thought, okay, well, since you have to get a new keyboard anyway because it's a redesign, then it comes with a new pencil. So yeah. asking for an editor? Oh, okay. Oh, well, I'm not sure that they would want to edit my videos or like, yeah, and I don't know how I would pay them. So I don't know. I mean, it could be an option, but I don't even know that my channel is that like interesting, to be very honest with you, that it's worth editing. I don't know. I mean, if there's an appropriate editor that you would like to ask and recommend, sure, but I don't know how I would pay them. Like, I would have to do it through PayPal, but I don't even know like what would be a reasonable or fair amount, and I don't even know. I'll be honest, I don't know if it's a cost that I'm willing to kind of bear right now because, like I said, I'm unemployed, right? And also, like, this channel doesn't make much money, so I have never received a payout yet. So we're close, but we're not there yet. I've not passed the $100 threshold yet, so that's why I'm not sure about like spending money for this yet. But there's that too. Yeah. Yeah, Surface comes with a Microsoft tax, and it is more difficult to repair. It's true. Oh, the free editor from Reddit? Oh, I see what you mean. Oh, you have to request it? Oh, I thought you just go to the link and, like, delete it. I mean, sorry, download it, not delete it. It's okay. Like, I mean, in terms of editors, there are lots. It's not like I have to, like, I'm not bound to it. I was okay with the DaVinci one already, as long as I get a new computer, right, as we discussed. There's actually lots of other free options as well, so I'm not worried about that part. Yeah, so don't worry about that. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, you're not talking about a software, you're talking about a person. Oh, okay, I misunderstood. Someone will take your live stream and make it a 10-minute video for you? Oh, really? That's interesting. Why would they do that? For free? Oh, is it because they need like a reference, like for portfolio purposes, or what? Or they're trying to like I'm assuming they need like a reference, right? Which is fine if it's free. I don't expect much, but if they're willing to help, I would be happy to provide them with a professional reference, like a reference letter or something. If that's I don't know what they're looking for though. Oh, they're building portfolio. Okay. Oh, okay, then sure, yes. Um, please, yes, reach out if you're already in that Reddit group, because I know you have to join Reddit groups. And some Reddit groups you have to like be invited to and all that stuff. So yes, if you're already in there and your the topic has come up and you're sure, yes, please, thank you. Feel free to ask them on my behalf, and then I can always set up like a further discussion with them, like an actual like not on the stream obviously. It could be a Zoom call or Skype or just a voice call or whatever, right? And then we can discuss the situation. Yeah, I'm fine with that. But they will tag on their name at the end of the video as the editor. That's fine. I'm fine with that. Yeah, I don't mind giving them credit. I would give them credit regardless. It's free to join. Video editing requests and slave labor. So both of them have it? Okay. Alright, I'll join that after this. Ooh, hello. I found some enemies here. So when does school start again for you? September or is it a different schedule? Here, school starts in September. That's why back to school sales is August.
看破。
终于还是到头了。
Apparently today, but suspended now due to COVID. Oh, I see. Well, were you looking forward to it? Or are you okay with having extra summer break? The authorities are still discussing what they want to do? Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I know that it's harder in like the more densely populated countries, like of course India and China. That's why they have stricter like lockdown rules. And then like the Western countries are like criticizing that, which I think is kind of like the Western countries, including like Canada, and like the US, of course. I think that's like, well, every country can do what they want because it's, I mean, people are saying that it's like, I mean, I understand it's really strict. So then how it rolled out wasn't the best way. Obviously, hopefully that they're not going to keep doing those like 60-day lockdowns. That's not good. But then like my point is like, well, how, like again, they have more dense populations than like North America. So like if the spread goes and kills more people as well, right? You know, so it's, I can see like it's a risk reward or a risk management and balancing situation, right? So no one's right or wrong here, but maybe they also have to modify their approach. So yeah, because obviously Canada and we have way less people than the U.S. and the U.S. has way less people than India or China. So like, you know, like what works in certain regions and countries may not work in others. So yeah. No, you want the longer break? You have to take a 2-hour up and down trip to college? Whoa, really? Your college is that your school is that far from your home? So do you live at home with your family, or I guess you do then, right? Wow, 4 hours is a big commute. People here, like, if they do 4-hour commutes, it's because they live in another city and they're working in our, like, financial district or something, and then the financial district is, like, in our downtown city core, right? But then, like, that's because they chose to live, like, in the suburban, like, further away city, a commuter city, and because they get a bigger, cheaper house there, maybe, or something, right? And they have a bigger family to raise. But then, like, otherwise, like, during the times when real estate was more, I'm not gonna say, because our city is still the second or third most expensive city, um, based on income ratio. So then, like, you know, like when it was more manageable, let's say, before all this stuff happened now, um, most people would have preferred to like live closer to the city. Would it not be possible for you to like perhaps get like a college or university dorm room, like or like a student like housing, like closer or no? Well, 60 kilometers is far. Okay, you live with your home and family. Okay, take in the hostel, but they have like political lobbies and shit, and you don't want to be involved. Oh, okay, that's not cool.
向着星。
Well, I screwed up that one because Cookie Shinobu should have been the 20-hour with them. So maybe I'll swap her then. There's no point in having her like because hers will end different time than the others. We'll just make her with them then. Yeah. Is there a brown district in my city? Apparently a lot of Punjabi Indians live in Vancouver. Oh yeah, lots. Lots of our colleagues and students back then are East Indian. I said that before. Yeah, we have a big, thriving East Indian community here. Like lots of, not just like there's like lots of neighborhoods and districts and yeah that have East Indian people, and there's also like a whole like city nearby that a lot of East Indians like to live in. Totally. So there's like Hindi and Punjabi and other dialects and languages here. Yeah, and then even in previous like offices I worked at, like some of the offices that are more diverse and inclusive, they do celebrate like different cultures and stuff like that. So yeah, we would have like samosa day, and we would have like like different things, so like in some of our, like obviously like here we have lots of Chinese people, we have lots of Vietnamese people, we have lots of course Canadian Caucasian people, we also a lot of people, right? So then like during certain holidays, like for example like Lunar New Year, then like yeah, they're like all, no matter, all companies, they all celebrate it. um yeah, even if the company itself is not like, for example, Chinese or Asian, like they'll still celebrate it, right? Yeah, like it's a big thing, right? They make money off of it. Like all the fashion brands here, like Hermes, Gucci, LV, all those big ones downtown, during Chinese New Year, for example, they redecorate all their window displays to have like red and gold and like some Chinese words and stuff like that, and they also give out red envelopes, which is auspicious and lucky, like lucky money basically for Chinese people to hand out. So they give out the red envelopes as free gifts. All the banks here, they give out red envelopes as well, and yeah, people line up to get them. Like yeah, all the brands do those kind of things. Like here, like there's lots of Chinese people, like so then like we have the Mid-Autumn Festival. Like there's actually like festivals here in the summertime versus right now. Well, right, I don't know about this year, but there used to be like a Taiwan Fest and different festivals that happen for different cultures. It's totally fun here in that way. But I'll be honest, I've been to other cities, and other cities have better events. Like our city is okay, but then like the events are just better in other countries and other cities. Is it true that they're very noisy and smelly and cause a nuisance? I don't know if that's true or not. I think that's a stereotype. I don't think that they're noisy or cause a nuisance or anything like that. No, I think no, especially the ones that are born and grown up here. They're very much the same as everybody. Yeah. About to end the stream, Isla. Oh, welcome. Well, I mean, I can stay and chat with you. It's totally fine. How are you doing? I haven't been on for like about a month. Last time I did was June 20th. I checked. So I decided to come back on now, especially after the new stream, the new patch. I was gonna do it yesterday when the patch went live, but instead I got tired and I just pulled for Hazel instead, and just did that one quick thing. That's it. But yeah, I was gonna do one yesterday, but I didn't, so I decided to do it today. Yeah. Yeah. So no, it's just me and Rishav right now. Earlier there was a few more people in and out, in and out. I think they're gone now, obviously. So yeah. Are you saving your wishes, Isla? How are you doing? The government increased taxes roughly by 7% across the board. Whoa, that's pretty big. Yeah, everything is higher. This month I just paid property tax. I just paid like $2,000 for my condo. Sadness. It's so easy to spend the money, hey? And taxes always sucks. Oh, you just woke up, passed out during party? Ooh, nice. Did you get drunk and stay up late? And Richard said lots of pay cuts for people in the private companies, so people have been kicked out of their jobs. Exactly. Like, that's happening everywhere. It's not just in your country or city, it's everywhere. Like I said earlier, like, big companies, like big name companies are like rescinding job offers, doing hiring freezes. Tesla, Twitter, all of those companies, I think Microsoft even and maybe Google, like all Amazon even, like all of the big ones said that they're not hiring or they're freezing their hiring and and some of them have rescinded their job offers and canceled them. So it's not the news is only part of the reality, and then there's the reality is, like I said earlier, when they say the statistics are there's lots of job
必胜必
openings
续，
and blah 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 blah, that's not true. I mean, yeah, there's lots of job openings, sure, but there are jobs that not everyone is looking for, let's put it that way. Yeah. Yep. Oh, it's like a home party? Nice. Not at the nightclub, okay. And prices are going up, salaries are going down, people are supposed to afford. Yeah, exactly. That's what people are pissed about. It just sucks all around. Everything goes up in price, we get less for what we pay with, we are not making more because our salaries don't keep up with the rising inflation and the rising costs. It never has, right? So, and then some people on certain job boards and certain experts have said that the only way to really let it keep up is to keep job hopping. And before it was frowned upon, like people don't like it if on your resume it shows that you keep jumping, but people swear by it now, and especially in the recent like pandemic, which is ongoing and working from home and all that stuff. People just keep job hopping, and because there is a high demand for certain talent, people just keep switching jobs. There's no need to be loyal, in my opinion. I've always believed this too, because I've switched lots of jobs in my own life too. Um, there's no need to stay loyal to them because they will fire you the minute
安
that they
如
can.
磐石，
They don't care. Because to like the company, you're just a number. We're all just numbers, right? We're just like numbers and we're just like salaries, like literally. Like if they can get away with paying you less or hiring someone new that's like cheaper, they will. Or like by not giving you a raise or whatever or a promotion, they will do that. Few family in the same block having. Oh, that's nice. So it's like a neighborhood party. So because COVID restrictions overall have been eased, um, it always happens as it has been eased multiple times already, right? Over the last few years. Every time it eases, the COVID number goes up. But our country, Canada, has stopped reporting the data already, and we followed the U.S., which also stopped reporting the data. So
天
there's no
理
clear
长
number
驱，
of it. They're just, in a way, it's just a way for the economy, so-called, to move forward. If they don't keep publicizing that stuff and also not spend resources doing that, then they can just focus on, of course, like getting the economy back. Which is right now, their way of getting the economy back on track is by increasing interest rates, which is bad because it pushes the economy into a recession. And the government is always like, in a way, playing both sides. They're saying that we're not in a recession, but many financial experts are saying
固
that we
若金
already
汤，
are in a recession. They're just not admitting it. And then, like, some people are being very technical about defining it if it's a recession. And then, I don't know, many people and everyone knows already that we're probably already in a recession. I agree, we are already. They're just not officially saying that we are.
这次是票大了，
必收并蓄，
收。这下如何？投了。
Your monitor dying? It's got a lot of tiny colorful dots in the middle? Oh no. Yeah, see, all technology. It's unfortunate, yes. It always breaks down. The people in power play both sides so that they always come out on top. Exactly. And they don't want to commit to one side because they don't want to be proven wrong if it goes the other way. It's better to play in the middle. However, we have seen in recent years some political groups, parties, whatever you want to call them, like to take an extremist point of view. For example, Trump was very extremist. Biden now is more of like like in the middle kind of person, like playing both sides, you know? Like, yeah. And then Canada, unfortunately, we just follow whatever the US proposes. It's pretty sad. So yeah, I can see why you don't want to get involved with the political stuff at the hospital. I agree with you. I don't like to be political either. I don't like to talk about it either. I have some friends who have certain extremist views as well, and I don't like talking to them, to be very honest. Like, it's one thing, I don't mind their point of view, I respect it too, but I don't, it's one thing to respect their point of view, but then when they disrespect my point of view, that's not cool with me. It's like, well, I have to listen to your side, why can't you listen to mine? But then they're trying to make it as if they're right. I'm like, okay, whatever. So, yeah.
安如磐石。
此刻，寂灭之时，微光无射。
Is it true Kaza Rerun is doing better than Raiden Rerun? Is it? I don't know. It might be. I have no idea. I didn't look at the sales stats. It might be because, you know, Kazuha is a long-awaited character. I mean, I can see it going that way if Kazuha's banner made more money. He's still very good, and apparently I saw some videos, or not videos, sorry, infographic, showing that Venti's first banner and Venti's rerun still is on the top though, I saw. So it's very interesting, depending on what data we're looking at, right? Because we don't have full, like, full sales data, and some sales data is only showing Chinese market. It doesn't show, like, other countries. But mind you, Chinese market is the biggest market because, you know, like, China has more players than North America and other countries, but it's hard to say now. I don't know. Dendro coming out soon, make your wallet hurt. Yeah, we were just talking about that earlier too. It's very exciting. Everyone's looking forward to it, obviously. Um, we were just kind of saying that 3.0 is going to be awesome, of course. But I was thinking that Kolei might be free, but maybe not. Maybe not. Who knows? And then like Tignari might be a skip for me, but I would obviously just as usual. I would try my luck with whatever wishes I have at that point, and see if I can just get it. But I don't know that I want to spend money for him. I don't know. We'll see, because he's just going to be, because we talked about it, like, I'm not really into the bow users, so I'm not really, especially if he's just a Dendro Ganyu, where you have to do charge shots and normal, I'm not really into that. Like, I have Ganyu and I love her, but I don't like using her either, so hence I don't really use her that much, you notice, I don't, even though she's one of the strongest in the game. And so, and that's why on her rerun I didn't pull for her constellation either. So I apply that same logic, so if that's the case with him, then with her, then I know that for him it's going to be the same. So obviously we've been around the game long enough to know, so that's why I want to fall for it. Yeah. But after 3.0, whenever the Archon comes, that's the patch that I'm going to go hard and heavy on, I think. If I was to like spend on a patch, I think that would be the patch to get back to spending if I wanted to. If I obviously I will try my luck with my free wishes and see if I can just get her, and then I don't have to like spend any. But yeah. What is going on? I wanted those ores.
让我听听。
Oh, here they are. Oh, where are the ores? I know there's a bunch in the boat too. Let's just get these then. Fodder weapons are always good. Fodder anything. Stuck. And then I don't know if you guys reminded, like Tignari reminds me of Studio Ghibli like designs. I don't know why. He looks like those Ni no Kuni characters. Well, I think that that's what they were inspired with. Ni no Kuni is a PlayStation and Switch game. I think it's on Xbox as well. And there's also a mobile one that came out. It's called Crossworlds. It was popular for a time for the last few months, but I think it's not popular anymore. I don't know, hard to say. They can give a free tadpole? You still don't know if Tignari is a boy. It's a boy. Yeah, I thought it was a girl too, but it's a boy. Oh, and then speaking of another character, there's like another character named Al-Haytham, and he's a guy, and he's as tall as Zhongli, right? And apparently, according to the lore, and this is speculation, it's not loops or anything, I think, people said that he is known by Zhongli, and in some of the images that we have seen, some people leaked some images, I don't know how they got it, but whatever. Or maybe it's fan-made, I don't know. Anyway, it shows like Kusanali sitting on top of his shoulder. Like, they said that it's like father-daughter vibes, or brother-sister vibes. You know how, and this is my theory only, okay? I didn't post a video about it because I don't want to, because you know recently, like MiHoYo or HoYoverse has been taking down channels. It killed off Undiscovery channel recently. Gave them a bunch of strikes. Obviously, I don't talk about leaks here anyway, but I'm just saying, I don't do leak stuff. But I mean, I talk about it randomly. But here, so anyway, Al Haytham, I think this is my theory. Al Haytham maybe is the original Dendro Archon, and maybe Kusanali is like the little parasite, so to speak, because they, you know, like she's the little. Remember, she's called Lesser Lord Kusanali, and they said that the previous Lord was Greater Lord Kusanali. So it's similar to a Raiden Shogun situation where there's two. So I don't know, it just made me think, because they said that, you know how the slimes are always indicative of, like, you know, of how the Archon will act. There's two Electro Slimes, because there's two of them. But then the Dendro Slime has a plant on top of its head that controls it, because it's a parasite. So I don't know if there's two because maybe Kusanali, the little girl that we see, is the little one on top of the head of the big one. I don't know. This is a theory. Kusanali is a false god. Well, her name is Lesser Lord Kusanali, and they did say in the lore that there is a a greater god or the original god. Yeah. So don't know because she's supposed to be the youngest Archon. Yes, Undiscovery channel got killed. Undiscovery CH got killed, and then they quickly posted a video right before their channel got taken off. They quickly posted a video saying thank you, and that they reopened a new channel called Undiscovery Genshin. So. Chills, welcome! You need help. You want to main Kazuha as a DPS. How can you build him without crit damage and rate? Well, that's straightforward. Just build him with EM, Elemental Mastery. But Elemental Mastery is harder to get good pieces because the drop rate is lower than the other types. It's already low to get crit rate and crit damage pieces, but it's even lower to get Elemental Mastery. You'll need Elemental Mastery for the sands, the goblet, and the head piece. And then ideally you should put either an energy recharge or an elemental mastery like craftable sword such as Iron Sting on him. And then you need to build him for ER and elemental mastery. So EM and ER are the top focuses because then you can because ER and EM does not need crit to be high. You can just focus on proccing reactions and focus on making sure that his alt is always up, basically, with high ER. Why does it keep saying that there is war here? Or does it mean above? It means above, I think. Okay, it was a repost channel, so no original content, just other stolen. That's true. Well, they did do some actually. That channel didn't just do reposts. They actually had talking like in there and stuff. Yeah, and you're welcome, Chills. Yes. Zhongli and Venti is only two OG gods. Yes. Other gods replace constantly, right? True. Well, I don't know the story about the Saritsa and the others though. I don't know if those ones are they not OG? Now, mind you, we got like remember back then when there was rumors circulating that like Yaimiko was the original like you know, Inazuma god, right? Because of the statue, it didn't look like Raiden Shogun, and then currently the statue still does not look like Raiden Shogun, by the way. So they never addressed that, right? Because that, and then even so, you know how like the original Inazuma Archon is actually her sister, which is her twin. So technically the Inazuma statue should look like both of them, but it doesn't. It looks like a younger girl, right? I don't understand why they didn't address that yet, right? But anyway, that is still a situation. Yeah. But anyway, so obviously it was proven that Yaimiko is not obviously an Archon. That's my point was. So some people also said that maybe Al-Haytham is also similar to that. Maybe he's like a servant to Kusanali. Maybe he's not an Archon himself, but he's a servant. Like, you know, Yaimiko is like the familiar, right? And then like maybe, yeah, maybe he's some kind of like, you know how like Goro's kind of like a servant to Kokomi technically, but he works well with Ito, and then Kujosara is a servant to Raiden Shogun, but yeah, and so I don't know. Lots of speculation. They're not OG? Okay, so all the original Archons are dead in the Archon War, right? Is that what you're saying? Yeah?
拒收并。
奥影看破。干嘛的？一线看紧，不。嘿，你很疼。也是无情。终于。
Okay, you gotta go now. Catch you later. Keep streaming every 2 to 3 days. We'll try. I don't think there's that much content, but I'll try. Yeah, now that there's like a new patch. Thanks for joining, Reshab. Yes, I think I'm gonna end the stream now too, because I pretty much did everything I needed to do. But I'm happy that Isla joined at the end here, and I'm happy for all of the people that joined earlier. Yeah, thanks. And let me know, Reshab. Yeah, please on my behalf, look for a free editor for me. I will join the Reddit myself too, but if you are interested or if you have the time, you can ask for me too. But I will join those Reddits as well then, since you said it's free to join. Thank you so much. Let's kill this guy. Get going. I thought that there was like the fodder artifact here, because I haven't marked on my map, but I think I reached the maximum, so there's not populating. Yeah, I think I reached the maximum for the day. Okay, that's good. Alrighty. Yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna try to stream, and then like I was saying, like I can't stream my Nintendo because I don't have like the setup. You have to get like the video card or whatever, image capture card and all that stuff. I don't have all that. Obviously my laptop sucks too, so all that stuff. So and extra cables. But anyway, yeah, I will have to figure that out. But anyway, because I have so many more Switch games, because I had Switch before I had PlayStation, so I have way more games there, and some of them are really cool. But anyway, I want to continue playing my Xenoblade as well. And I will continue my Scarlet Nexus eventually and finish off Yuito's story. That's something I have to do. Okay, so Isla says when Archon War ended, OG7 all dead or is retired or something. Right, okay. I think most of them died, but yeah, you're right. And only Zhongli and Venti is OG. You're right. Okay, that's true. Good point. And now we have also Harbingers, Fituis to look forward to, right? And yeah, it'll be. And remember, there's also other Adepti potentially too. My theory of an Adepti is that maybe some of them can reincarnate and get a new form. Or maybe there's more than just 5. Like maybe there's 5 original ones, but maybe, you know how like when they die, maybe they get replaced? Maybe Zhongli just didn't let us know when the other ones were replaced. I don't know. I don't know how it works. I mean the Yaksha, not the regular Adepti. I mean the Yaksha. I don't know. Oh well. Okay, I'm going to end the stream here. Thank you both for joining me though. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great day. I've done everything. It's actually 6 a.m. now, but that's okay because I've been having weird, messed up times lately anyway, so that's totally fine for me. So yeah, I'm going to end the stream here, but I will see you guys in the next stream. Thanks so much, and we'll see you there.